Okay, I am back. So today we're gonna do another trial paper, but this time we will do maths trial paper. So this is mathematic trial paper, and this is the Selangor paper, the Selangor trial 2024, and this is paper 2. Okay. Oh, by the way, this is set 1. Yeah, because Selangor got set set 1 and set 2. So I'm doing the Selangor set 1 paper 2. Okay. Let's start. Okay, bahagian A, jawab semua soalan. Question number 1. Let's do this. Okay, diagram 1 in the answer space shows a square ABCD drawn on a grid of squares of sides of 1 unit. Okay, let's check. Diagram 1. Oh, this one lah. So they give you square grid, and then it says point Y is a point that move inside the square ABCD. So you can see ABCD is in the diagram, but point Y is not here because point Y is the locus. That's why they say point Y is a point that move. So later your Y will be the moving point, and Y later the locus Y you have to draw yourself lah. Alright, so soalan A it says on diagram 1 draw the locus of a moving point Y which is constantly 7 units from A. Okay, you need compass. Yeah, you need compass, right? Because why? Because they say the moving point Y constantly 7 units from A. It means your A will be the center of circle, and what you have to do is you have to use a compass. Let me draw a compass. So do you know what is compass? This one, this is compass, right? This is the tajam punya part, and then the other part is for you for the pencil one, right? So this is called a compass, jangka lukis. And what you need to do with this is you have to take the tajam punya, you have to cucuk at the center, and then you have to open 7 unit lah, and you will draw a circle. This is what it means when it says point Y has to be constantly 7 units from A. It has to be always 7 units, 7 units, 7 units, 7 units, right? But in order to do this, you need a compass, right? If you don't bring compass to the exam, then they won't accept. Dia tak accept kalau you tak guna compass. So make sure you have a compass when you take your SPM. Make sure you buy one and bring it to the exam, right? During SPM. Okay, so now I will go here. I will take my compass. Okay, but since I'm using my computer, my laptop, I cannot show you, right? So I'll just do using freehand. So what I will do is the compass punya tajam punya I cucuk here and I open 7 units. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. So open until B lah. Exactly 7 units, right? So you open until here, right? And what you do is this is the tajam punya part at A, right? And then the pencil, you will draw a circle, right? Okay, but if you draw a circle, it will be like, okay, like full like this lah, right? But you only have to draw within the diagram, right? Within the diagram, right? You don't have to draw until outside the diagram, right? Just draw within the diagram. So this is how it looks like lah, right? And let me explain. Let me tell you one more time. You need compass. You need compass. Okay, you must use compass. I never use compass, but it's because I'm using laptop. That's why I can't show you. But you need to have a compass. Just chucho A and then use the pencil, draw a circle like that, right? Okay, no need to draw full circle because okay, actually the full circle is like this one lah, like this, right? But you don't have to do that lah because you know, like the how do you say like the just draw within the diagram. Okay, just draw within the diagram. Okay, they are not going to look at outside. They when they give you marker, they won't look at outside the diagram. They will only look at within the diagram. Okay, don't forget to label. And this one is the point locus Y, right? So don't forget to label that. All right, sudah siap. Now I want to continue with B. Using pi 22/7, find the length of locus Y drawn on 1A. Assume 1 unit is 1 cm. Okay, they are asking you to find the length of Y, right? Okay, we already know that Y is actually a circle, right? It's a circle. So how to find the outside length here? We use the circumference formula. The circumference formula is 2 pi r, or in Bahasa Melayu is 2 pi j, all right? But this formula you only use the 2 pi r when you want to find the circumference for the whole circle. Circumference is lilithant. Lilithant means like the outside, the circle outside punya panjang, okay, for the whole circle. But since you only want, you don't want the whole circle, right? You only want like part of the circumference, right? Sebahagian daripada lilithant. So you will use the arc formula, and the arc formula is also 2 pi r, but you have to times with the angle over 360, right? It means you need two information lah. You need radius and angle. then baru you boleh masuk formula ni. So the pi I already know is 22/7, but the radius, it will be 7 units, right? Because do you remember just now you open 7 units for the radius, and they say 7 units equals to 7 cm. So if it's 7 unit, then it's 7 cm lah. Okay, what about the angle? All right, for the angle, you have to refer the center. So look at this. This is your arc, right? This is your arc. And what is the radius? Tengok dari center. 7 unit, 7 unit, right? And then what's the angle? Tengok dari center also is 90 degree. Yeah, this is 90 degree, all right? Because how I know it's 90 degree? Because everything here is a square, right? So square, the corner of the square mesti is 90 degree one. So that's why I know it's 90 degree. So I can put in the formula, 90/360, right? And with that, you can get your answer using calculator, right? Okay, let's cut first. 7 and 7 can cut. This one and this one can cut 1/4. 2 and this one can cut 2. So 22 divided 2 is 11 cm. All right? Or if you want to use your calculator, can also just press everything and then you will get the same answer. Okay? All right, I will erase this because this is not the working. Okay? This one is just my explanation. Okay, so dah siap lah. Inilah dia. All right, done. Okay, let's proceed. Number 2. Sunshine Internet Company has 4 internet channels labeled PQRS to send messages. So these are all internet channels, PQRS, and send message. Okay, table 1 shows the number of message that can be sent by each channel. So channel P to channel P, 0 message, P to Q, 1 message, P to R, 1 message, and so on lah. So we can say that all this is what is actually like you can say it's degree lah. Yeah, it's like you can say that it's degree, right? It means what the 1 here means, it means like from P to Q has to be one line going from P to Q. And then this one must be one line going from P to R. And then this one must be total P to S must be 2 lines. Yeah, I think that's what it means, right? Okay, Tapa, let's see what it says here. Draw a graph with multiple edges and loops. It means this is not a simple graph. Yeah, because simple graph cannot have multiple edges and loops. So dia bukan graph mudah. Kalau dia ada multiple edges loop, dia bukan dia bukan graph mudah. Dia bukan simple graph. Okay, so draw a graph with multiple edges and loops based on given information. Hence, determine the sum of degrees. All right. Whenever the soalan asks us to draw graph, oh, by the way, this is which chapter? Form 4 chapter 5. Network in graph theory punya chapter. Oh, and also whenever they ask us to draw graph, you should always check whether they want directed graph or undirected graph, and also check whether they want weighted graph or unweighted graph. Because if they want directed graph terarah, you have to put direction. And if they want weighted graph, you have to dia jadi graph berpemberat. Then it means you have to label the edge, right? But this question, they never mention directed and they never mention weighted. So I think this is undirected graph and it's an unweighted graph. It means it's not directed, not weighted graph, right? So later your edge, you don't have to do anything, right? This is how I teach my own student. Okay, always when the soalan asks us to draw graph, the first thing is you immediately check whether whether they want directed or undirected, weighted or unweighted. Okay, always check that. Okay, but this question, of course, they never say that, so we don't have to do anything. We just draw the graph. All right, first thing first, P to P, they put dash here, it means 0. It means tak ada satu line yang going from P to P. Tak ada. So this one done. All right, next one, P to Q, there must be one line going from P to Q. So you just use your ruler, draw a line from P to Q, and that's it. And you don't have to do any arrow or labeling, no need. Because I told you already, this is not a directed graph, and also it's not a weighted graph, right? If it's a weighted graph, they would mention it in the question. Don't worry about that, right? And if it's a weighted graph, they will tell you what the weight represents. Maybe distance or price or whatever, right? Tapi dia bukan graph berpemberat, dia tak mention dekat soalan. So we don't have to label anything. Okay, next one. P to R is I have to go in one line have to go from P to R. So just draw a line P to R. That's it, done. Next one, P to S need to have there needs to be 2 lines going from P to S. So P to S 2 lines. It means I have to draw one line and then another line. And the other line, I have to draw like this, right? And no need to put arrow. It's not a directed graph. Oh, and one more thing. What do we call this? We call this a multiple edges, right? When you have more than one line joining 2 vertices, we call it multiple edges. All right. Okay, next one. Q to P needs to have one line going from Q to P. So Q to P, but wait, Q to P is already one line. So this one no need to do already. You can skip already, right? Because just now it's already one line already. If you tambah satu line, then later it becomes Q to P dual already. Then salah already. So it's like we don't need. We can skip this. Next one, Q to Q. there needs to be one line going from Q to Q. So it means I have to draw a loop lah, right? Because if I say Q to Q means it starts from the same vertex and it ends at the same vertex. Okay, so that this is what we call a loop, right? So Q to Q. Okay, done. Okay, one line need to go from Q to R. One line need to go from Q to R. Okay, I think I need to draw the line lah, because like this, right? So complete already lah. Q one line from Q to R. Okay, two lines from Q to S. Let's go. Two lines from Q to S. So Q to S, now there's no line. So I will just draw one line and draw one more line from Q to S. Okay, and I will draw same like just now lah, like multiple edges like this, right? Or you want to draw the other way, the other like this, atas also can, right? Okay, done. Next one is one line go from R to P. One line from R to P. Hey, it's already one. There's already one line going from R to P, so I don't need. I can skip this. Next one line from R to Q. R to Q need to have one line. Hey, already have already, so can skip. Next one, R to R need to have one line going from R to R. So R to R, for now, there's no line going from R to R, so I need to draw now, and it will be a loop. Yep, going out from R and then go back to R. So it's a loop. Next one, there needs to be one line going from R to S. So R to S, there's no line going from R to S now. So let's draw one line. So now complete this. Okay, now next one. Two line need to go from S to P. Dua line kena sambung S ke P. So dua line S to P. Sudah ada dua line. So can skip. Okay, dua line kena sambung S to Q. Two line sambung S to Q. Already have two line already mah. 1, 2. So can skip also lah. And then last one, one line need to sambung S to R. One line have to join S to R. So one line join S to R. Sudah siap, skip already. And then the last one, S to S, they put 0 here. So 0 means no line going from S to S. It means no loops at S. There's no loops at S. So I'm done lah. I'm finished already. So draw a graph with multiple edges and loops. Done. But then they say determine the sum of degrees. Okay. The sum of degrees symbol looks like this. Okay. This symbol means sum. D means degree, and V means vertex. So what is this? Sum of degree of all vertex. And the formula we can use is 2 times NE. 2 times number of edges. All right, 2 times number of edges. So how to get the sum of degree? Just take 2 times number of edges, and we can count how many edges. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. So 10. So the sum of degrees will be 20. Right? Okay, remember when we count this as one edge. Okay, please don't go and tell me you count 1, 2, 3 like that. No. It's one edge, because this is not vertex. This and this is not vertex. If this and this is vertex, then we count this as 3 edges. Okay, but since that is not the vertex, so this is considered one. Okay, one edge. And also take note, loops also kira sebagai one edge. Yeah, loops, we count it as one edge, right? But if we want to count degree, the degree of a loop will be 2. Okay, I repeat one more time. For loop, we count it as one edge, but when we want to count the degree of loop, it will be 2. Because what is degree? Degree means like how many lines connect to that vertex. So if I put a loop like this, then the degree will be 2 because there's 2 lines connecting to that vertex, right? So that's the answer lah. Oh, and one more thing, this is the fast way to do it. The slow way is you find the degree separately, degree of P, degree of Q, degree R, degree S, like that. So you can also do it like this, but it's very slow. So for example, I will just mention a few lah. Okay, degree of vertex P will be how many lines join to P, how many lines connect to P. 1, 2, 3, 4. It means the degree of P will be 4. And then Q also you count 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Because I told you already, loops, the degree of loop will be 2. So 1, 2, 2 for the loop, and then 3, 4, 5, 6. So here 6. And you do the same for this, and you tambah semua. And believe me, this answer will be same with 20. Okay? But I never do it like that, right? Because whenever the soalan asks for the sum of degrees of all vertex, you can just do it fast. Just use the formula 2 times NE. All right? Okay, so hope you understand. All right, done. Okay, let's continue number 3. This is logical reasoning. State the antecedent and consequent for the following statement. If x is an even number, then x is divisible by 2. Okay, this is the implication. Yeah, this is implication. The implication format looks like this. If something, then something. And we can underline this one and underline this one. Right? The if and then don't underline. So, if they say if x is even number, yang depan ni kita panggil P, this one is the Q. So the implication format is always like this. If P, then Q. If something, then something. All right. The P, we call it antecedent. All right. Antecedent. And I'll tell you in Bahasa Melayu, it's called antejadian. Right. And then the Q, we call it consequent. Or in Bahasa Melayu, we call it the akibat. So the soalan wants us to what? State the antecedent and consequent. So it's very easy. The antecedent is X is an even number lah. Yeah, just write that. Okay. Jangan tulis if the if tak payah tulis. So just write this, right? And if you want to write in Bahasa Melayu, then you write lah X dialah nombor genap. Sama saja. Okay, but usually I write in English. Okay, so consequent, what is it? X is divisible by 2. Yeah, just write like that and then siap already. Right? Okay, sudah siap. We don't even have to care whether this is a true statement or false statement. We don't care. We don't care because the soalan never asks us to determine the truth value. So we don't even have to think about whether this is true or false, right? We don't even need to know the meaning of even number to do this question. All we need to just take out, just write down the antecedent consequent, right? But sometimes the question will ask you to determine true value. So you have to read the question carefully. But this question, they never say that. They just say state the antecedent consequent. So you just state it and then that's all. We don't need to waste time to think whether this is true or false. So sudah siap, 2 marks. Soalan B, write the converse for the following implication. Okay, what is converse? Converse means you take the implication, if P then Q, you terbalikkan. So it becomes what? It becomes if Q then P. Right? It means you have to take your antecedent and consequent, your P and Q, and you switch place. You terbalikkan the P and Q. Right? Okay, and then they say hence determine whether the converse is true or false. See? This is what I'm talking about, what I was talking about earlier. I said, right, sometimes they might ask you to determine whether it's true or false, right? Then you have to think about what you just wrote. But if like soalan A, they never say, right? So that's why I don't need to think about the content. I don't have to think about what the implication is talking about, right? But this one, we need to determine whether it's true or false, right? Okay, but let's write the converse first. So I'll just write converse. Okay, dalam bahasa Melayu is akas. So how to write converse? If Q then P. So they already give us the soalan here. I think I can underline this, underline this. This is my P, this is my Q. So terbalikkan your PQ. It means your antecedent and consequent, they switch place. Dia terbalik dah. So if Q then P. So if X smaller than -10, then X bigger than -5. But it's not over yet. Determine whether the converse is true or false. So I'll just write the converse is, okay, now we have to think about whether it's true or false lah. All right, let's think about this. If X is bigger than -5, then X bigger than -10. This is true. Because if a number is bigger than -5, automatic, wait. Yeah, betul lah. If X is bigger than -5 means it's like -4, -3, -2, -1, and so on, right? So if a number is bigger than -5, automatic it will be smaller than -10. Yeah, confirm one. Because all these numbers is smaller than -10. Confirm. Because if you bigger than -5, because -5 is bigger than -10. So if you bigger than -5, automatic you smaller than -10 already. So this is a true statement. But they are not asking you to determine whether this is true or false. They're asking you to determine the converse for this. Okay? And you don't tell me, oh sir, the converse will be true also. No. You have to read again and check again one. Okay? Tak semesti one, tak semesti the converse will be true also. So you have to read again and check. If X is smaller than -10, then X is bigger than -5. Think about this. If a number is smaller than -10, it means like -11, -12, -13. So these are all numbers that's smaller than, and they are saying that all these numbers is automatic bigger than -5. Is this true? No. The answer is no. Because if you're smaller than -10, then you won't be bigger than -5. Yeah, because tak ada satu nombor sini, tak ada satu number yang smaller than -10 but bigger than -5. Tak ada satu number yang macam tu, right? Because if it's smaller than -10 means you are like -11, -12, 13, and all these numbers are not bigger than -5. So the converse is false, right? So that's the answer, right? But I do want you to know that whenever you do converse, sometimes the original statement is true, but after you do converse, it still stays true. Ada juga case yang macam tu tau. It means like the original is true, the original implication is true, but when you do converse, it's still true. Okay, and then sometimes it's like the implication is true, but when you do converse, it becomes false. So sometimes ada juga case yang macam tu. So it means you have to double check. You cannot just like apa suka hati guess lah. You have to read and understand what the implication says. Alright. Okay, so that's all. Sudah siap. Okay, let's continue with question number 2. Okay, number 2, number 4. Table 2 shows data obtained from a survey of 100 respondents on the type of book they are interested in. Okay, I'm sure this 100 will be very important later, right? Okay, so for now, I will just circle it first. Okay, now it says novel 55, comic 61, novel and comic only. Oh, I see the word only. Okay, I think I know what chapter is this. This is Form 4 chapter, the set punya chapter. Is it chapter 4? I think. Yeah, I think it's chapter 4. The operation on set punya chapter kan? Set punya bab. Alright. The word only very important. Okay, later I'll explain to you. Okay, this perkataan only sahaja this word will change the whole meaning. All right, if you don't understand the difference between if you don't know what's the meaning, like the meaning of only, you cannot do this question. Okay, it's okay, I will go through everything first. So novel and fiction 5, novel only. Okay, semua dah bagi. A, it says complete the Venn diagram on page 11. But I already mentioned, right, this 100 will be important, right? Okay, you don't tell me something like, oh sir, all these numbers add together equals to 100. No, 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 no. No, no, no. It's not like that. It's not like that. Because this 100 is the total. Okay, let me show you. Let me show you. Let's go to diagram first. So A, they says complete one diagram, page 11, right? So this is page 11. So the total they say is how much? Is 100, right? So it means here plus here plus here plus here plus here plus here plus here equals 100. All this region add together is 100. But sir, why all these numbers add together is not 100? Is because this all this sum of these numbers includes the overlap region. Like for example, 55 novel. They never say novel only. It means the 55 is these 4 region overlap together already, right? So if you overlap already, it means you only have to pass with these 3. You understand or not? It means that's why when you take all these numbers add together, you will not get 100, because some of this is some of this value here, some of these numbers here includes the overlap region already. So we cannot do like that. It's the wrong way to do it. So the correct way is to understand the word only, right? So let me explain to you what is only. Okay, let's not look at the question first. Let's just look at this. All right, can you tell me if I say novel and comic only? Novel and comic only. Okay, okay, novel and comic only. It means it refers to where? It refers to here only. Okay, because they put the word only. It means novel and comic only is only referring to up here, right? Not including the middle. No, just atas punya part saja, because only, right? But if I say novel and comic, if I erase the word only, then it's a different meaning. Then it becomes like this, because novel and comic means novel and comic punya intersection. So it's like this. You see the difference? If I put the word only, then it becomes atas saja, right? Okay, let me give another example. What if I say this region right here? Can you tell me this region is what and what? Novel and fiction. Oh, and by the way, and means intersect, or means union, right? So this region is the intersection of novel and fiction, right? So this region, what we call this region? Novel and fiction. Novel and fiction, right? But what if I ask you like this? Like this. Like this is what? This region is what? Novel and fiction only. Novel and fiction only. Okay. Okay, let's try one more. Let's try one more time. Let's try what if I shade here. Okay, just here. So what is this? This one is novel and comic and fiction. All right, all 3, But what if I include this region? I include this region. What do we call this? Comic and fiction. Okay, comic and fiction, this region. But what if I erase this? Then it becomes comic and fiction only. Can you see the word only will change the whole meaning? Just one word only, it changed the whole meaning already. So if you don't know the difference, make sure you know now, because if you don't know, it's very hard for you to do in the exam, right? Okay, I'll give you one more example. Can you tell me what is this region? What is this region? This region is novel. Okay, this region is novel. Okay, novel. But what if I ask you novel only? Okay, if novel only, it's only here. If novel only, it's only here only. Because only means like dia suka novel sahaja lah. Dia tak ada overlap dengan lain. Dia novel saja. So this is the region, right? But if I say novel, then it includes the whole novel circle. Okay. All right. I hope you understand lah. Okay. I will do one more example. Last one. Okay. Last one. Let's say I say comic only. Comic only. Where is it? It's only this region. Only here. Only here. Not including here because I said only ma. I said comic only. Right. Comic sahaja. Right. But what if I say comic? Okay. Then it's like this lah. Comic. Like that. Right. Okay. I think I explained good enough already. So now we try to do this question. Okay. For the 55, they says nowhere, right? I want to ask you, can I go here and write 55 like this? Is it correct or wrong? Wrong. Why wrong? Because they never say the word only. If they never say the word only means the 55 is not just here. The 55 is not just here. The 55 is actually here plus here plus here plus here. So the 55 actually is this four region total. Okay, tambah semua. Then only you get 55. It means all this information yang tak cakap only, I cannot label. Because they never said only. So it means it includes more than one region. I repeat, if they never say only, means the number includes more than one region. It means we can't label first. We need to label those yang ada cakap only dulu. Because these are all numbers that represent only one region, only one kawasan. That's why it's easier to label all these first. So yang tak ada only kita jangan label dulu. So let's label this. Novel and comic only. This one confirm you can label. Just go to novel and comic only and label 12. So novel and comic only. This is novel, this is comic. Can you tell me where's the intersection? Is it here? Or is it like here? Which one? Is it like just atas sahaja or is it including the middle part? They say novel and comic only, they say only, novel and comic only 12, right? Novel and comic only 12. So is it the 12 is like sini tambah sini, dua-dua tambah, or is it just atas sahaja? Atas sahaja, like this only, because they say only ma, novel and comic only means here only lah, right? Not including the middle one, right? If it's including the middle one, then you cannot write the 12 already. Yeah, you cannot write the 12 already. You need to find the other one, then only you can take 12 minus. Understand? I hope you understand. Okay, next one. Novel and fiction only 5. This one can label also because they got put only. Novel and fiction only 5. Novel, this one, fiction only 5. So where is 5? It's here. Okay? It's here. It's only there, not including the middle one. Because they got say the word only. Novel and fiction only means not including the middle, right? But if they say novel and fiction 5, then the 5 I cannot write here already. The 5 would be here plus here, right? And then you have to find out the other one, then take 5 minus, right? But this question, they got say novel and fiction only, so we can write the 5 here, okay? Because only. All right, next one, novel only 25. This one also can write. Novel only 25 is like this. Because only means only this region lah, okay? If they say the word only, you can write like this. Next one, comic only 28. So this is comic, right? Okay, the whole comic is the whole circle, but they got say the word only. It means the 28 is only this region, right? So I'll just write the 28 here. Okay. Okay, now we can focus on the numbers that we never write just now. So this one all cut already. So now we can focus on these two, the 55 and 61. Okay, let's look at novel 55. So this 55, I already said is the whole, because they never said only here. It means the novel is like the whole novel circle add together. So the 55 is actually these four numbers add together, right? And do you realize you already have 3 of those numbers? So can you find the middle number? Yeah, just take 55 minus lah. So 55 minus 25 minus 12 minus 5. Okay, I'm pressing my calculator. I get 13, right? It means the middle here is 13, right? And we can also find this value because we have the whole comic. They give us just now here, comic is 61, right? And this comic 61, this 61 represents the whole circle because they say comic. They never say only. They say comic. Comic means like all these 4 region add together lah. So how to get this? 61 minus 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 lah. Okay, let me press my calculator. Okay, my calculator give me 8, 8. So just write 8, 8 lah. Okay, I think I already go through all the information in the table, but there's one more information yang saya tak tengok lagi, which is the total 100. You remember this? They mentioned this in the beginning, right? At first. So how to find the fiction only? Just take 100 minus everything here lah. Okay, I already know the novel total is 55, right? 55. So just take 100 minus 55 and then minus 28 minus 8. All right, my calculator give me 9, right? Wait, you all understand, right? Why I say minus 55? Because this whole thing add together, I know it's 55 already, right? So 100 minus 55 and then minus these two lah. That's why I get 9. Of course, you want to minus one by one separately, can also, you will get same. Okay, so that is my A answer, 2 marks. What about B? Hence, calculate number 1, the number of respondents who like comic or fiction, but do not like novels. It means like comic or fiction. Comic or fiction. Okay, so number 1, let's see, comic or fiction, but do not like vowels. So, comic or fiction, right? Or means union, right? So we take all, right? Because all means like you suka komik sahaja kena okay, if they say all means what? Oh, atau means you suka komik sahaja pun ambil, suka fiction sahaja pun ambil, suka both pun ambil. Because all atau, it means like you suka one of it boleh ambil, or suka both also can ambil, right? So yang suka komik sahaja kena ambil, yang suka fiction sahaja pun kena ambil, yang suka dua-dua pun kena ambil, right? So what do you think, comic or fiction? The number of student would be all this one lah. So it will be 12 plus 28 plus 13 plus 8 plus 5 plus 9. But they did mention here, do not like novel. So they want to find number who likes comic or fiction but do not like novel. Okay, if they ask for number who like comic or fiction, this is the answer. Just take all this, the shaded region number, all tambah semua, then you get the answer. But they say, but do not like novel. So I cannot take the 12, 13, 5, because this 12, 13, 5, orang yang suka novel one, right? It means you have to take the region that does not overlap with the novel. That means you will only take this plus this plus this. Understand, right? Why you don't take the 12, 13, 5 is because they said, because this 12, 13, 5 is orang yang suka novel. Okay, so you have to take all this, but you have to take all this shaded region except the one yang apa overlap with novel. So it's just 28 plus 8 plus 9 lah. So you just tekan this, then you get the answer already. 45, right? Okay, let's do the last part. Number of respondents who like only 2 types of books. Okay, tell me now. The student 13 likes how many books? 3, right? Because he likes novel and comic and fiction. What about 25, 28, 29? 25 is student who likes novel only. This 28 likes comic only. This 9 likes fiction only. So it means this 3, 25, 28, 29 is student who likes only 1 book. So can you tell me what is the number of student who likes 2 books? Only 2. They never say less than 2, more than 2. They say exactly only 2 books. So only 2 books is 12 plus 5 plus 8, right? Because do you remember I told you this region is for students who like novel and comic only. Okay? And then this 5 is for novel and fiction only. The word only is very important. Because if I say novel and fiction, then the meaning is like this already. It includes the 13 already, right? Then it's different. It's a different story. And what about the 8? Fiction and comic only, right? So the 13 we don't take because 13 is including those who like all 3. So they only want 2 books. So this is the answer. So 5 plus 8, 13 plus 12, 25. Right? Okay, I think that's all. Hopefully you understand my explanation. All right, let's do number 5. This looks like a transformation question. So let's see. Diagram 2 shows 2 pentagon K and L. So K and L. Okay, when we are doing transformation, the first step is to label object and image. Okay, a lot of students they don't label first, right? They just straight away do. Hey, hello, you have to label the object image because you need to know who's the starting and who's the, like you start with K or start with L, right? So it can be K to L, it can be L to K, right? We don't know. So we have to read and see who's the object. Okay, let's read. Okay, soalan A, it says here, pentagon L is the image of K. Okay, straight away label L is image, K is object, right? You should always label like this, right? When we are doing transformation. And then they say under transformation Q, describe in full the transformation Q. Okay, for the A working, I will do it here. So it means that you are going from K to L or L to K? K to L lah. Yeah, K to L. K to L. Because K is object ma. So you start, means start with K. and it has to be under transformation Q, and they want you to describe the full transformation Q, right? So I'll just write transformation Q is, and then I write lah, whether it's like translation or reflection or rotation or enlargement, right? Okay, but how do we determine like which transformation? Okay, the method I teach student is always check the size first. Yeah, check the size first, because if the size is not same, you don't have to think already, just write enlargement. If the size is not same, so can you check the size now? K and L, they are exactly same size, right? So I don't think it can be enlargement. Okay, let me write down all the possible transformation. You have translation, translasi, reflection, pantolan, rotation is putaran, and then the last one is enlargement, pembesaran. So usually we check whether it's enlargement or not, because this is very easy to check. Just look at the size. So I think they are same size. It means they are congruent. And if they are congruent means it's not enlargement. Okay, it's not enlargement, right? Okay, now we will check for whether it's translation or not, right? Okay, translation means you are taking the object and then you just drag the object left to right, up, down, left, right, up, down, just drag like that. Then it's translation, right? Okay, I can tell you straight away it's not translation, because if you look at this tajam punya part, can you see it's pointing down? Yeah, it's pointing down, right? But the image is pointing to the left, right? It means the orientation change. Okay, the orientation change. So if the orientation change means it's not translation, because translation, if this is pointing down, after you translate also it's still pointing down one. The orientation will be still look like this one. But this one is very obvious that the orientation changed already, right? So it's like not translation. So it's either reflection or rotation, right? Okay, but I will tell you straight away lah, it's rotation. Yeah, it's rotation. You tengok pun tahu lah, it's rotation. But if you are okay, because not all students they can straight away know it's rotation, right? And if you don't know, it's okay. You draw lines. You join some lines, right? You just join lines, but when you join, you make sure you join to the corresponding point, right? You join corresponding point, and when you join corresponding point, if all the lines look like this, right? If all the lines look like this, all the lines are parallel, then it's a reflection, right? Confirm. Okay, but you have to join to the correct point lah. You don't mind join, you don't go and sir, this one join like that, like that. No, 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 no. It has to be corresponding. Okay. Okay, Tapa, I'll give you my notes first. So if all the lines are, after you join all the corresponding point, if all the lines are parallel, then it's reflection. But if the line all intersect nicely at one point like this, then it's a rotation 180 degree, right? But what if it's not these two case? Okay, if it's not these two case, then it's rotation 90 lah. Then it's rotation 90. So what I'll do now, I'll take out my ruler. Okay, should I use red color, or okay, I'll use red color. So I will join all the corresponding point. So can you tell me this one, which one is corresponding to this point? Is this one, right? Why this one? Because this is the tajam punya, right? The tajam punya part. Okay. So this one is the, ini dia punya kawan lah. You tak boleh main suka join dengan suka hati join whichever point you want. You tak boleh join mana-mana point yang you mau. It has to be corresponding. Okay. You kena join point yang sepadan dengan dia. So can you tell me, ini saya nak join ni sekarang. Ini dia punya kawan siapa? This point. This point dia punya kawan siapa? This one, right? You know why, right? Do you know why? Because this one, sorry. This one lah, this one. Silap. So this point actually the corresponding is this one. Okay, down like this, right? Okay, so let's draw it. Okay, like this. Okay, and then what about this? This one is this one lah. You can see it, right? Ini dia punya corresponding point ini. Okay, yang point yang sepadan dengan dia. Okay, what about this corner here? This 90-degree corner. Okay, this 90-degree corner, when you rotate, it's this one, right? So yeah, just join, right? And the last one is this one lah. Okay. Okay, I'm done joining all the lines. I just joined all the corresponding point. Now I want to ask you one thing. All these lines, are they parallel? Are they parallel to each other? Are they like, is it like that? Like where all the lines are parallel? No, right? No, right? You can see it's like, it's not, it's very messy one. It's not like that. And also it's not the rotation 180, because if rotation 180, all the lines will intersect nicely at one point. And that point, that intersection point, that will be the rotation center. Okay? If it's case yang macam tu lah. But this is clearly not reflection and it's not rotation 180. That means it's rotation 90. Okay? It means it's rotation 90. So I will write here rotation 90 degree. But if you write like this, you will not get full mark. Okay? for rotation, you need to write not just the angle. You already know the angle is good. Okay, it's good. You already know the angle is good. But you also need to know whether it's clockwise or anti-clockwise. Okay. And also, you also need to know what is the rotation center. You need to find out the rotation center. Okay, and write the coordinate, right? That means for the describe punya soalan, when they ask you to describe, huraikan ataupun perihalkan. Okay, so describe punya question, you have to write for rotation. You have to write down these three things: how many degree, 90 or 180, and then what direction, clockwise, anti-clockwise, and also the center. Then only you can get the full mark, 3 marks. Okay, now I will teach you how to find the center. Right? Okay, for the clockwise, anti-clockwise, usually the way I teach is you find out the center first, right? You find out the center first, then automatic you will know whether it's clockwise, anti-clockwise, right? But now I already know it's 90 degree because I use this method, the draw lines punya cara. Okay, now how to find center? Okay, the way I do it is I use compass. I will use compass and I have to draw perpendicular bisector, right? But I will erase these two lines. I mean, like I will use two of these red color lines. Do you remember just now I draw all these lines, I join all the corresponding point, right? But now I will just choose two of these lines, and I will make sure the two lines I choose is not parallel. Okay, so I will erase some of these lines. I only need two lines. So this line I don't want. Oh wait, okay, this line I don't want. Okay, I'll delete. This line also I don't want. Okay, I think I will erase this line also. Okay, I only need two lines, and the other line I will erase is this line, right? Okay, so I am only left with these two lines. So what I will do now is I will take these two lines, I will do draw perpendicular bisector for these two lines, and we need compass for that, right? Okay, before I teach you how to draw perpendicular bisector, let me ask you one thing. Just now, there's one line like this, right? And there's another line like this, right? What if I choose these two lines to draw perpendicular bisector? Okay, I don't recommend. I don't want you to do like that because these two lines, they are parallel. And if they are parallel, when you draw perpendicular bisector, it's very hard to find out the center of rotation because later your center will be the intersection point of the two perpendicular bisector. And if the two lines are parallel, then later your perpendicular bisector will be parallel also. And later your perpendicular bisector parallel, you can't see your center. Faham? So you have to choose two lines that is not parallel. That's why I end up choosing this and this. These two lines is good because they are not parallel. You can see they are not parallel. Okay? Dia tak selari. So when we do perpendicular bisector, you can see the intersection more clearly. Then it's much more easier for you to find the center of rotation. Okay, now I will do perpendicular bisector. How to do perpendicular bisector? First of all, what is perpendicular bisector? Okay, let's say I have point A here, and let's say I have point B here, and I put a line like this. So this is called line AB, right? So let's say I want you to draw the perpendicular bisector of AB. What you need to do is you have to cut this line in middle, and it will be 90 degree here lah. And this panjang here and this panjang here is same. And when it's like that, then we call this line the perpendicular bisector. So in other words, what is perpendicular bisector in bahasa Melayu? Pembahagi dua sama serenjang. Okay, it means this line will cut this AB line in half, and not only it cut in half, it will be exactly 90 degree, right? But sometimes it's very difficult for us to draw the perpendicular bisector when the line is sengit like this. That is why we need a compass, right? That's why we need a compass. And the method is like this. We take the compass, the jangka lukis, you take the tajam punya part, cucuk dekat A, lukis atas, lukis bawah. And then repeat the same thing, cucuk B, lukis atas, lukis bawah, and then draw. Because when you do that, automatic you will get the perpendicular bisector. All right, that's why you need compass, right? Okay, can you tell me how can I draw the perpendicular bisector for this line? Do you need compass? Do you need compass? Actually, no, right? Because this line is a vertical line. And if it's a vertical line, garisan yang tegak macam tu, you can just draw the perpendicular bisector easily. And how to do that? Let's find the middle first. So let's count how many points. 1, 2, 3, wait. So let's count. So it's like 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. So there is 12 units, right? Garisan ni panjang dia 12 units, right? So what is 12 bahagi 2, middle? Take the middle. So 6. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So wait, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So here lah, right? So that means the perpendicular bisector of this line will be from here to here, right? Okay, let's use black color. Okay, so the black color line represents the perpendicular bisector. Okay, so yeah. Okay, so the red color line is not the perpendicular bisector. The black color line is the bisector. So let me explain a bit what I'm doing just now. Why I go and count got how many panjang is because I already tell you perpendicular bisector will cut the line in half. So cut the line in the middle. So if the line is vertical like this, then you just count the middle. And then afterwards, you draw a line that is like 90 degree perpendicular, 90 degree. Serenjang dengan garisan 90 degree. So it's like very easy. But sir, what if I use compass? Can also. Can also. You cucuk here, and then you lukis kiri, lukis kanan. And then cucuk here, lukis kiri, lukis kanan. Right? And then you will get the same also. Right? But usually if it's a straight line, if it's like a vertical line or horizontal line, usually it's very easy to draw the perpendicular bisector. You don't need the that's why you don't need the compass. Tak payah guna compass pun boleh, you boleh lukis dia punya perpendicular bisector, right? Okay, let's do the next one. So the next line is this red color line, right? So we have to repeat the same process and do the draw perpendicular bisector for this line, right? But this line is like very sengit, right? Can you see it's sengit? So you need compass lah. You need jangka lukis, right? And the method is you have to cucuk here, and then lukis atas, lukis bawah. Okay. Oh, by the way, when you take your compass cucuk here, you want to buka berapa besar itu suka hati, like it's up to you. You want to open until here or also can, here also can. Like you want to open until where also can. Like it's up to you. But make sure if you open until, let's say you open until here lah, make sure you fix the distance. You don't change the. It means all the way you just use this distance lah. Don't change, right? So if you let's say open until here, then you lukis atas, and then when you lukis bawah also is same. The distance has to maintain. You have to maintain the jarak, okay? And then you will cucuk in the other point now, and then maintain the same distance, and then do the same thing like that, and then draw the line, right? And if you draw the line, then you can find out your center, right? Then you can find out your center. Okay, so of course I'm using my laptop, so I cannot how to say, I cannot I cannot show you using compass, and also this one is I just agak-agak saja, so it's not accurate. Okay, but I can try to predict for you because this one is like 1 1 1 2 1 2 1 2, right? So the middle, okay, the middle must be here, confirm one, because it's like 1 2 1 2 ma. So you can see that this distance, if I cut it in half, it will be at here. This will be the midpoint, the middle point, right? But if you want to make it 90 degree, it has to make sure 1 2 1 2 also. So this line has to be like this, and this line have to be like slanted like this, so that it becomes like, wait, let me adjust. So it becomes like this. Oh wait, oh sorry. Okay, wait, let me draw nicely. So it's something like, okay, let me draw nicely. Okay, okay, wait. So okay. So okay, let's do it again. So 1 2 1 2. So it's like here, right? Okay, so 90 degree ma. So like this 1 2 1 2 1 2 1 2 like this. And then this one, if I tarik also, it should be 2 1 2 1 2 1 2 1. So something like this. Yeah. Okay. So of course, if you use compass, it will be better. It will be better if you use the compass, right? And I repeat again, the method looks like this. You cucuk the hujung punya point, and then you lukis kiri, lukis kanan, and then cucuk on the other point, and then lukis macam ni, and then join, right? And if you draw it nicely, it will look like this lah. Okay. All right. So make sure you bring compass to the exam. And also you need compass for other chapter like locus. Sometimes they want you to draw locus, circle. Yeah, you need the compass also. So yeah, memang kena bawa compass. All right. So sudah siap? Now I can see where's my center here, right? So look at the perpendicular bisector. Dia intersect dekat mana? Sini kan? So this is the center, which is 12, 10, right? Okay, I pernah tengok student they choose this for the center. Like they go and choose like all these points. Hey, no lah, this one no. the center is at the intersection of the two perpendicular bisector. Ini semua bukan if you take all this, it's wrong. No. So remember, the rotation center is the titik persilangan perpendicular bisector, the intersection point of the two perpendicular bisector. That's why I use black color line, so you can see it clearly. Okay, now I'm done. Now I already know my center, so now I can determine whether it's clockwise or anti-clockwise. Just put a cross. Okay, just imagine there's a cross at the center like this, right? This is the cross. And just imagine now you are going from object to image, right? So you're going to this direction. That means this is clockwise. 90-degree clockwise, right? Clockwise. Why is it clockwise? Because ini ikut arah jam lah, right? This direction. So now I can write transformation Q is rotation 90-degree clockwise, and then at center 1210. Okay, or you can write about center 1210. Can also, it's the same. Okay, let me erase this. At center 1210. Okay, you will get 3 marks. Okay, but only if you write like this. It has to have the direction, have the center, how many degree like that. Okay, sudah siap. Hope you understand. Let's do B. Transformation T represents translation -3, -2. Okay, if the atas punya number negative means go towards left. Okay, pergi kiri. If the bawah punya negative means pergi bawah. Okay, because number atas is for the horizontal movement. Number bawah is for vertical movement. So if the atas negative means go to left, bawah negative means pergi bawah. Transformation P represents reflection in the line x equals 4. If I am you, I'll straight away draw this line x equals 4. I don't even care what the question wants. I'll just draw it now. Okay, why you draw it now? So that you are prepared. You can prepare for later lah. You are preparing for later. So let me draw the x equals 4 line. Let's use a blue color, and let's make it like tebal sikit. So x equals 4. So this is 4. This is x. This is the line. Okay. X equals 4 means you go to x-axis, cari 4, lukis satu vertical line, right? Okay, so x equals 4, done. Now they say state the coordinate of image of 4, 6 under combined transformation PT. It means they give you object lah. They give you object, that's why they're asking you to state the image, right? So 4, 6 is the object. It means you have to start with 4, 6, but you have to do combined transformation PT. So there will be 2 transformations, so there will be 2 arrows. First arrow, you have to do T followed by P. Because always buat yang belakang dulu. I mean like buat yang sebelah kanan dulu lah. Okay, yang sebelah kanan dulu. Okay, so you do T followed by P, right? Okay, I want to mention something. Sometimes the question will ask you to state object of 4, 6. If they say state object, then you be careful already. Because if they say state object of 4, 6 means 4, 6, 4, 6 is the image. It means the 4, 6 have to duduk sini lah. It means you have to reverse. You have to do it in reverse. You have to do it in reverse, right? Okay, but that one pernah tanya also. So you have to read carefully lah, whether they give you object, cari image, or they give you image, cari object, right? Okay, but this one is they want to state image of 4, 6. So 4, 6 is definitely the object. Okay, how to do transformation T first? T, they say translation -3, -2. It means you have to gerak ke kiri 3, gerak ke bawah 2. Move towards left 3 unit and then move down 2 unit. So left 3, 2 down. But from 4, 6 lah. So go to 4, 6. Where's 4, 6? I think it's here. And then move 3 left, 2 down. 1, 2, 3, and then 1, 2. So gerak ke kiri 3, ke bawah 2. So this is not the answer, but this one we have to write it down. 1, 4. Okay, 1, 4. So this is the first image. Okay, the first image, right? And now what I have to do? Transformation P. So reflection in the line x equals 4. So the blue color line I already draw just now, right? So when you reflect, it will you have to count how many unit until the line. So 3 units, 1, 2, 3, until you reach the reflection line. So after you reflect, you'll be 3 units away from the line also. So this is your final answer, 7, 4, right? So this is the final image, the final answer, 7, 4. Okay, that's all. Sudah siap. Okay, I want to tell you something. This question is worth 2 marks, right? But do you know they will give you 1 mark here and 1 mark here, right? It means if you don't write this, you will not get full mark if you don't write the 1, 4. So remember, don't just write the final answer. Write the working, like try to write like this lah. Just follow my format. Macam mana saya tulis, you tulis macam tu juga. Okay? Because I see some students, they will straight away write the final answer for them. Don't do that. Don't do that. Okay? If they want to do 2 transformation, make sure you write the coordinate like this and put the arrow like this. Okay, because they will not give mark. Okay, they will give mark here for the final answer, but they will give mark for this answer also. So make sure you follow how I write today's macam tu. Okay, don't just write 7-4 and then pass up like that. Don't. Write like this. Okay. Okay. I hope you understand. That's all. Okay, let's do number 6. Okay, number 6 is a variation question. Yeah. So let's read. Given that r varies directly as the cube of s and inversely as the square root of t, given r64, s4, t9, a express r in terms of s and t. Okay, this is very classic SPM punya soalan variation. Okay, it's like, yeah, like it's always, they always ask this kind of question one. So for variation, you need to know the step number 1 is to write down the variation, of course. Okay, and when we write variation, we will use this symbol. This is the symbol for relationship. Okay, step number 2 is convert the variation to equation. And how to do that? Just change this symbol to equals k. Step number 3 is find k. But when you find k, I will put star here. You need to sub full info. What's the meaning of sub full info? Later I'll explain. Right? What it means is like basically you just have to sub everything except k. Like every unknown except k, you sub inside it. Sub inside, right? And you need to have everything lah. Like all the other unknowns, you need to sub everything inside to find k. And step number 4 is rewrite. Okay, rewrite. Okay, but there is some question where they want you to do step 5 one. It means after you rewrite, they ask you to cari lagi benda lain, right? But that one, sometimes only they will ask like that, right? Okay, tak apa. Let's see what the question wants. For this question, they already said r varies directly as cube of s. So I can do my step 1 already. R varies. Okay, if they say directly, means tulis atas. If they say inversely, tulis bawah. So if they say directly as cube of s, so the s cube, s power 3 lah. Cube means power 3, tulis atas. And inversely, so the inversely has to tulis bawah, square root t tulis bawah. Okay, this is square root, punca kuasa. Okay, now done already. Can you tell me why they give me this R64, S4, T9? Kenapa dia bagi R, S, and T? For you to do step 3 lah. Because step 3 is to find K, you have to sub full information, right? And when you sub full information, when you want to find K, you need to sub full information. It means they give you RST is for you to sub inside to find K later. But not now, not now. Not now, not now. Now you have to do step 2 first. You have to change the equation, change this symbol to equals, and you have to letak K, right? And when you letak K, you can straight away tulis atas like this. KS power 3 over square root T. Okay, let me explain why I tulis atas macam tu is because when you write K, when you letak K macam ni, it means dia darab. It becomes like times. And we all know when we take k times fraction, it means the k you darab atas saja. So that's why if you want to do fast, you can straight away tulis atas macam tu. Okay, now we can do step 3, find k, right? But do you agree if I want to find k, I need to have r, I need to have s, and I need to have t. I need to have all these things, r, s, and t. Okay, and I need to have all three, r, s, t, tiga kena ada. Satu tak ada pun tak boleh. Satu tak ada, then tak boleh dah. So for example, if you look at part B, they say when r is 6, t is 16. Do you think I can sub r 6, t 16 here? Cannot, right? Because if I do that, I cannot find k. Because I need to have full information. I need to have r also have, t also have, s also have. Okay, so the reason why I cannot use this is because I don't have the s here. So the correct way is to sub the full information. R, S, T, tiga kena ada. You kena cari daripada soalan and cari information yang full. Okay, full information. That's why I write sub full information. So now we can sub R64, and then the S is 4. So but don't forget the power 3, because this one got power 3, and then the T is 9. But don't forget the square root. Okay, the square root come from here lah. Okay, now you get 64 equals. Okay, 4 power 3 boleh tekan dapat 64. And then square root 9 pun boleh tekan dapat 3. So now you can find your K, right? So what you do is you can pindah. So the 3 duduk bawah means bahagi lah. So bahagi hantar jadi darab. So 64 darab 3. And then 64 duduk atas means darab hantar jadi bahagi. And if you press this in your calculator, you get 3. Okay, or you can potong lah. Sebab kalau dia hubungan darab, you can, because if it's like something darab something over something, memang boleh potong. Okay, so that's the answer. But not the final answer, because the A, they says express R in terms of S and T. So I need to do step 4, which is rewrite. Tulis semula. So when I express R in terms of S and T, I kena tengok balik baris ni. And tulis sekali lagi. rewrite. But when I rewrite, saya tak tulis K dah. Saya tulis 3 dah sini. Sebab saya sudah dapat 3 kan. So 3s power 3 over square root t. This is the answer for A. Because they say R in terms of S and T, so that's the answer lah, right? But you have to find K first lah. Because if imagine if you don't do this first, then you don't know what's your K, then you can't write in terms of S and T. Because your K was kacau, right? So that's why you have to do. What I'm trying to say here is like follow these 4 steps lah. Memang you kena buat 4 steps ni dulu. Okay, when we do variation. Okay, soalan B. I will do it here. Calculate the value of S when R is 6, T is 16. Okay, this one is, they want you to do step 5. Right? Tapi takkanlah you nak buat step 1, 2, 3, 4 sekali lagi. Tak payahlah. You sudah buat tadi kan, step 1 until step 4. So you just continue with the R equals what? R equal, like your A answer lah. Just continue from there. R equals 3s power 3 over square root t. And just continue from here and then do B. So apa dia mau? Calculate value of S when R 6, T 16. So masuk je lah. So dia nak cari S kan? So 3s power 3 over square root t. Saya nak tanya you kalau dia mau cari S apa yang dia kena bagi saya? Kalau dia suruh cari S, apa yang dia kena bagi saya? R dengan T kan? Kena bagi dua-dua lah. Betul tak? So ada tak dia bagi? Adalah R6. So masuk. And then T16. Okay, masuk. So dia jadi 3s power 3. Okay, square root 16. You tekan dapat 4 sini. 6. So you get 3s power 3. Divide 4. Hantar jadi times 4. 6 times 4 is 24. And now we can find S. First, we have to pindah 3 first. Okay, mesti wajib pindah 3 dulu. You tak boleh pindah itu kuasa 3 dulu. Tak boleh. You have to pindah 3 dulu. So 24 divide 3. You tekan, you get 8. Now only you tekan, now only you pindah the power 3. Okay, power 3 bila pindah jadi cube root. Okay, ataupun dalam bahasa Melayu punca kuasa 3. And if you press this in your calculator, you dapat 2. So this is the answer, right? Okay, imagine if you never find K first. Is it possible to find S? No, right? It's not possible. If you don't find K first, you can't find S. So, walaupun dekat soalan sini dia tak suruh awak cari K tak wujud pun dalam soalan. Okay, if you read the whole question, K tak wujud dalam soalan. Tapi memang bila buat cara soalan variation, you memang kena ada step cari K, right? Even if the question never asked, you need to find. Because imagine if you don't find K, then you can't find your S already. Confirm cannot lah. Because if you don't find K, how you know this one is 3, right? So it's like you will get stuck if you don't find K first. So always follow these 4 steps when you are doing variation. Okay, I think I'm done. I will continue. Okay, I'm at question 7 now. Let's read. Encik Ismail plans to buy a car that costs 45588. So this is the total price of the car. And he plans to pay 10% down payment. Okay lah, straight away calculate lah 10%. Berapa tu? 10% darab dengan 45588. So if you press this, you will get 4558.8. So inilah dia punya 10% down payment. Wait, what's down payment? Down payment in bahasa Melayu bayaran pendahuluan. It means this is the money that you pay on the like pay first. Okay, so 10% is duit yang down payment yang sudah bayar. Okay, yang sudah bayar. Then what about the remaining 90%? Okay, the remaining 90% you can bayar guna loan. It means you buat pinjaman dengan bank and then you bayar 90% tu you bayar slowly monthly balik bayar back to the bank lah. Tapi bila you bayar back to the bank ada interest. Dia ada charge interest lah. Maksudnya maybe you pinjam 90%. Tapi bila you pulang kepada bank, you kena pulang banyak lebih sikit sebab ada interest. Okay, ada faedah. Okay, let's see what it says here. 10% dia sudah bayar guna cash, guna bayar sendiri. And then apply for loan from a bank for the remaining balance. It means the remaining 90% dia pinjam bank. But when you pinjam bank, the good thing is you can bayar monthly. You can slowly bayar balik kepada bank. Slowly, like over 10 years, over 7 years, up to you. But the bad thing is you kena bayar balik lebih sikit sebab dia ada interest. Okay. Okay, because the bank will charge you interest, right? When you pinjam from bank, dia akan ada interest lah. He wants to save the down payment in a year. So it means dia nak save ini amount lah. But in 1 year, 1 tahun. Okay, and then they say table 3 shows Encik Ismail monthly cash flow statement. So ini 1 bulan punya, 1 bulan, 1 month, right? 1 bulan punya statement. So salary, okay, this one is income. Salary, gaji ini income. Passive income ini pun income juga. Savings for emergency, okay, ini savings lah. Okay, it means dia tak nak guna duit ni, dia nak simpan untuk emergency. Okay, utility bill, this one is expenses. Food and drink expenses. Grocery expenses. Transportation expenses, bill expenses. Ini semua adalah perbelanjaan expenses. Okay. And then income is the pendapatan lah. Alright. Okay, so what I have to do now? Let's read what the A says. Soalan A, calculate the monthly savings that Encik Ismail must save in order to achieve his goal. Hitung wang simpanan bulanan yang harus disimpan oleh Ismail untuk mencapai matlamatnya. So, dia kena simpan 1 bulan berapa baru boleh dia save 4558.8 in 1 year. Okay, senang je. So, first I'll write monthly savings needed. Okay, monthly savings needed will be what? Okay, he want to save how many in 1 year? 4558.8, right? So if I want to know 1 month dia kena save berapa, I bagi 12 lah. That's all, right? So just tekan this, you get the answer. This so easy. Yeah? Okay, let me press. My calculator give me 379.9. Okay, tapi ini RM kan? So RM you have to write in 2 decimal place. So write RM and then 379 ringgit 90 cents like this, right? It means if he save 1 month, if he save this amount, then in 1 year he will get enough money to to pay for the down payment lah. Okay, soalan B. What it says here, let's read. Mana B? Oh, sini. Okay. Okay, sini. After making survey on the car loan from several banks, Encik Ismail noticed that the loan offered by Bank Putra is the best. Okay. Bank Putra offers monthly installment of 547 for 7 years. Does Encik Ismail current financial status allow him to achieve his goal? Okay, do you remember just now dia ada cakap kan 10% dia sudah bayar down payment. So yang remaining 90% dia kena buat pinjaman bank. And dia sudah buat survey and dia choose Bank Putra. Tapi Bank Putra dia cakap, oh, monthly installment you kena bayar 547 for 7 years. Okay, for 7 tahun. And dia tanya sekarang, does Encik Ismail current allow him to achieve his goal? Adakah kedudukan kewangan Encik Ismail membolehkannya mencapai matlamat? So what we have to do now is kita kena guna information dekat table ni and cari dia punya cash flow dulu. We need to find out the cash flow ataupun dalam bahasa Melayu aliran tunai. Okay, aliran tunai. We need the cash flow, then baru kita boleh judge whether dia cukup tak nak bayar amount ni 1 bulan. Faham kan? Okay, so how to find cash flow? So cash flow punya formula is you take all the total income minus with total expenses. So total income 3500 plus 680 minus all the expenses. Okay, savings is not expenses, but savings means you ambil duit tu, you simpan for emergency case. So it means this have to minus also. Okay, and then minus 180, minus 600. Ini semua expenses, so minus semua lah 500, minus 300, minus 200. Okay, okay. So you wait for me. I press my calculator now. Let's see what I get. 300 plus 680 minus 400 minus 600. Okay, okay. My calculator give me 2000. Okay, if you order tekan sama-sama, I hope you get the same also. RM 2000. Okay, if your cash flow is positive 2000, it means I'll write here positive cash flow. Positive cash flow, right? And what it means if your cash flow is positive, it means your total income is more than your total expenses, right? But what if you get negative cash flow? It means your total income, jumlah pendapatan, is less than your expenses. And it's not good. Because if your income less than expenses means duit yang masuk tak cukup untuk cover duit yang keluar. And that is not good because you don't have enough money to bayar all the expenses, right? But this is good because you get positive cash flow, right? So now let's read the question one more time and judge whether Encik Ismail boleh bayar monthly installment tak. So he want to pay monthly installment for 547 ringgit. So is it possible? Is it possible for him to achieve this goal for 7 years, right? So this one is monthly, 1 bulan. So 1 bulan dia ada extra 2000. Okay. And dia tanya sekarang dia nak bayar monthly 547 for 7 years. So is it possible? Yes lah. Right? So does Encik Ismail currently allow him to achieve goal? Yes. So yes, I'll just write yes. Okay. But let's explain why. So why? I can just write he has a surplus. So remember this word. If your cash flow is positive, then we call it surplus. But if your cash flow is negative, we call it deficit. Okay. So yes, he has a surplus of cash flow RM 2000, which is enough to pay for the monthly installment. Okay, monthly installment, right? And also okay, sudah siap lah, sudah siap. Ini cara dia. Okay, and also I want you to think about this. He saved for but the first year he only saved for the down payment, which is 4,000 apa? Down payment. I mean, oh, if he save monthly savings this amount, then in 1 year he can pay for the down payment, right? But if you think about it, his cash flow is 2,000. And so during the first year, when he's saving for the down payment, it's enough because he have extra 2,000 every month, and he only save like 379 ringgit 90 cent. So after 1 year, he can pay for the down payment already. But there's a lot of extra money from there because his cash flow is 2,000, and he's only saving 379 ringgit 90 cent per month. So dekat situ dah ada extra duit dah yang dia save, betul? And then the remaining 7 years, pun ada extra juga sebab the remaining 7 years you only need to pay installment monthly 547, but you still have 2,000 every month. So yeah, confirm he has enough. That's why here I said enough to pay for the monthly installment. Okay, it's more than enough. Okay, more than enough. Okay, okay. So kalau saya akan jawab macam tu. Alright, dah siap. All right, let's continue with number 8. Okay, this is also a very chapter yang suka tanya dalam exam. Matematik, it's called the straight line chapter. Okay, this is form 3 punya bab, form 3 chapter 9 kalau tak silap saya. So lower form punya chapter. Okay, let's read the question. Diagram 3 shows the position of 5 towns O, A, B, C, D drawn on a Cartesian plane. So town, so town A, town B, town C, town D. Okay, boleh. Given the scale 1 unit is 1 kilometer. Okay, it means 1 unit 1 kilometer. It means this 3, 4, what's the meaning? It means if I tarik here, it will be 3 unit. If I tarik here, it will be 4 unit. But they say 1 unit 1 kilometer. It means this represents 3 kilometer. Okay, that's what it means. Because they say 1 unit 1 kilometer, right? So that's what it means. And then yang ini represents berapa kilometer? Yang ini represents 4 kilometer. Yang ini represents 3 kilometer. That's what it means, right? Okay, now we will continue reading and see what it says. Okay, let me erase all this. Okay, the distance of town A and B from O are the same. So A from O, B from O same. So A from O sini sama, BO sama. It means this is an isosceles triangle lah, right? It means the angle here and the angle here will be the same. But we are doing straight line. So I don't think the angle, we will use the angle. Saya rasa kita tak akan guna sudut untuk buat straight line punya soalan. Okay, so that is why it's important to know what chapter. Because when you know what chapter is the soalan, then you takkan guna formula salah untuk buat. You faham maksud saya kan? So it's important to know from the question which chapter, so that we don't use the wrong formula. So takkan kita guna angle. We'll never use the angle one because this is not trigo punya soalan. Okay, it is what? Given the road that connects A and B is parallel to the road that connects C and D. Okay, so C and D is this jalan, AB is this jalan, and they're parallel. Selari. So kalau saya akan ajar student saya buat arrow macam ni. This arrow is to remind us that they are parallel. And what it means when two lines are parallel, the gradient are same lah. So gradient of AB sama dengan gradient of CD, right? They have the same gradient. Okay, so far I understand what it says here and I label everything. Now let's go to A. So the A, they says find distance in kilometer from O and B. So soalan A dia nak cari jarak O to B. So this is the distance I want to find. Okay, actually in your syllabus, form 3, you sudah belajar dah formula untuk distance. Okay, you learn this in lower form also. Okay, the formula for distance, jarak, the formula looks like this. Square root bracket square plus bracket square. And the formula is x1 minus x2 sini y1 minus y2. This is the formula to find jarak. Okay, and oh, by the way, this formula actually come from Pythagoras theorem. Yeah, this formula actually come from Pythagoras theorem. Okay, but if you want to use this formula, you need to have the two coordinates. For example, if you want to find O to B punya distance, then you need the O punya coordinate and B punya full coordinate. Then baru you boleh masuk dalam formula, ambil x coordinate minus x coordinate, y minus y, and then square tambah square root semua, right? You need the coordinate of O and B. But if you look at the diagram, dia tak bagi coordinate O. Okay, coordinate O you know is 0, 0 lah. O, because O is the titik asalan. Titik asalan means kosong kosong. But the point B I don't know, so I cannot find the distance using this formula, right? But do you remember I put a line like this? And what this line means? It means dia sama panjang mah. So I can find the distance of OA lah. Because OA and OB punya jarak sama. So I can find the distance of OA, right? Distance of OA. So how to find distance of OA? Square root. Okay, I have point O and point A. You see? So I can use the formula bracket square plus bracket square. The first bracket I have to place x coordinate minus x coordinate. And suka hati, you want to take 0 minus 3 also can, 3 minus 0 also can. Doesn't matter one. Because later when you square, it become positive. So doesn't matter. So let's take 3 minus 0, x minus x. Y minus y will be 4 minus 0. Right? And now you end up with 3 square plus 4 square, which is 9 plus 16. And you get square root 25, and you end up with 5. But this is 5 units, right? But do you remember they said 1 unit is 1 kilometer? So 5 units is 5 kilometer, right? It means this jarak here is 5. This jarak is also 5 because they are same distance, right? That's why labeling is very important. The moment I say the moment they say the distance of AO BO same, I already labeled step already. That's why I know I know I can use the distance of OA to find distance of OB because they are the same distance. Okay, what they want here, distance in kilometer. So the answer is 5 kilometer. Okay, sudah siap. And also you can know the coordinate of B already. Okay, sebab you sudah tahu jarak dia 5 unit kan. Maksudnya point B it will be negative 50. Okay, why is it negative 5? Because it's on the left. And kenapa dia punya Y coordinate kosong? Because this is X intercept. Can you see point B dia adalah dia berada dekat garis aksi X. Point B is actually on the x-axis. And if it's on the x-axis, it means it's the x-intercept. Okay, and if it's x-intercept, it means y equals 0. And the x coordinate is negative because the negative 5 because it's on the left. Okay, it's on the left side here. So that's why. Okay, so that's it. I want to do B now. For B, I'll just do it here. Find the equation of straight line connecting CD. So I want to find the equation of CD. So let's go to the diagram. Okay, let me erase this. So let me do it up here. So I want to find equation of CD. Okay, which line is CD? This line, right? So how to find the equation of this line? Okay, if your line looks like this, like sengit like this, then the equation will be y equals mx plus c. If the equation look like this. But if the equation is like this or like this, okay, if it's like this, the equation will be y equals number. If like, silap, x equals number, silap, x equals number. And if it's like this, y equals number, right? It means if the line tak ada sengit, then it will only have one variable. Okay, it's either x equals something or y equals something, and this something is a number, and the number depends on where you cut the x-axis. So for example, if I draw a line like this, okay, so you can see that this line is vertical, so it'll be x equals lah, but it passes it potong x-axis dekat 3, right? So x equals 3. Okay, so that's the idea lah. So if it's vertical, it'll be x equals number, horizontal y equals number. But if it's like a sengit line like this, then it's y equals mx plus c. So if you look at this line, CD is a sengit punya line. So definitely it will be y equals mx plus c, right? But you cannot just stop here. You need to find the m and c. M is the gradient, C is the y-intercept, right? So can you tell me, ada tak dia bagi gradient CD? Tak bagi. Ada tak dia bagi y-intercept for the DC? Tak bagi juga. You jangan cakap negative 7 lah. Bukanlah. Y-intercept dia dekat sini. This is the y-intercept. You ambil ini, mana boleh. Point D is not the y-intercept. Y-intercept is here, right? And they never give you, by the way, right? So macam mana nak buat? Gradient pun tak bagi, C pun tak bagi. Yeah, that's why I label mah. You sudah lupa tadi I label this arrow. I even write it here. Remember this? Gradient of CD walaupun tak bagi, but it's parallel to gradient of AB mah. And I have point A, point B. Maksudnya, the gradient of CD walaupun I don't have, I can pinjam from gradient AB, right? And gradient for the AB garisan, we have 2 points we can use to find gradient. Okay, the gradient formula is y2 minus y1 over x2 minus x1. But this formula, you need to have 2 coordinates. Kena ada 2 coordinate, baru boleh guna. That is why you can't find the gradient CD. Sebab dia tak bagi 2 coordinate dekat line CD. Tapi dekat line AB, kita ada. And kita boleh pinjam dia punya gradient sebab dia parallel. Okay, so AB punya gradient akan jadi y minus y, 0 minus 4. And then bahagi x minus x, negative 5 minus 3. You will get negative 4 over negative 8, which is 1 over 2. Tapi itu gradient AB. What about gradient CD? 1 over 2 also, because parallel. Parallel means gradient sama. So sekarang boleh lah masuk M dalam gradient sini. So it becomes Y equals M. M is 1 over 2X plus C. Okay, C is the y-intercept. You jangan cakap ini C ah. Bukan, bukan. Itu X-intercept lah bro. Saya mau, ini C ah is the pintasan Y. The y-intercept. And the y-intercept of this line is here. And kita tak tahu sini berapa. Tak tahu ah, bukan -7, bukan. Ini tak tahu. So kalau tak tahu macam mana? Kalau tak bagi macam mana? Alright. Kalau you guna mata tengok tapi tak dapat you punya C, then you guna cara ganti masuk. It means you substitute. So for example, for this dia punya C, I already try my best to look at the diagram but they never give, right? So we use this method. We will ganti masuk the X and Y dalam equation. Because if you look at this equation now, you're trying to find C, right? And do you agree? If I want to find C, I just need X and Y, right? I just need X and Y. So what we have to do is we will write passes through PT, and then I will just sub in the X and Y inside this equation. But the XY you have to sub with a point that passes through the line. And the point we will use is -2, -7. Okay? Kenapa kita boleh buat cara macam ni? Kenapa kita boleh buat cara ganti masuk? Sebab point ni dia ada melalui garisan ni. Dia ada passes through. Tapi kalau dia tak ada passes through, tak boleh gunalah cara ni. We can only ganti masuk dalam equation bila dia ada passes through. If you use the other point memang tak jadi kan, because dia tak ada passes through CD kan. So you have to use a point yang passes through. So this is how you do it. Ganti X -2, Y -7. So dia jadi -7 equals 1 over 2 bracket plus C. X is -2. Potong-potong tinggal -1. Pindah sana jadi +1. -7 plus 1 -6. Okay. Feel free to use your calculator to help you. Alright. Sudah dapat jawapan. But don't stop here. Soalan tak suruh cari C pun. Soalan suruh cari equation. So you have to tulis semula. Tapi bila tulis semula, tengok balik baris ni. So dia jadi 1 sama dengan Y sama dengan 1 over 2X plus C which is -6. So this is your ultimate final answer. Okay. Alright. So that's all. Sudah siap. Oops, what happens? Let me write again. Y equals berapa tadi? 1 over 2X minus 6. Okay, done. Okay, let's move on. Number 9. This looks like a circle question, like the perimeter area punya. No, I mean like the circumference area. Okay, tak apa. Let's read the question. Encik Haris bought a house with a yard area. So this is, I guess this is the yard. He plans to decorate his yard with decorative stones and grass. Okay, ini tak penting sebab tak ada information sini. Diagram 4 shows the area of the yard in the shape of an isosceles. Okay, this is penting sikit sebab dia ada cakap apa bentuk kan, isosceles. So isosceles means segitiga yang sama kaki. So it means later ada dua line triangle yang sama. And I think it's this line and this line sama lah. Okay. Okay, tak apa, kita baca dulu. That will be decorated. Okay, the shaded area is the area that will be planted with grass, and the quarter circle center C will be placed with decorative stones. Okay, ini penting sebab dia ada cakap kan which area is grass. So the shaded area. So I will go to the shaded area macam ni and write grass. So later we know this is the grass area. And then the quarter circle. Wait, what is quarter? Quarter means, when you see the word quarter, quadrant, means 90 darjah, 90 degree. Okay. So if they say quarter, means this is a quarter circle lah. And you can see the center of the circle is here at C. So this is 90 degree. And then they say will be placed with decorative stones. So this one, they letak stones dekat sini, decorative stones. Okay. Okay. So far, so good. So tak ada dah kan info sini. Isosceles triangle. Okay, isosceles means yang ni sama dengan ni lah. Tapi kita tak tahu panjang dia, so nothing I can do. Okay, so I think I can skip dekat bawah, tengok bawah sini. Alright, given that the length, start bagi panjang dah. BC equals 2 over 3 AC. So BC equals 2 over 3 AC. Tapi masalah saya sekarang, saya tak ada BC, saya tak ada AC. Ya, BC saya tak tahu. Oh, by the way, BC will be the radius of the circle, right? But I tak tahu panjang dia. AC pun saya tak tahu because AC is the whole panjang. Okay. Tapi kalau saya ada salah satu panjang, saya boleh ganti masuk and then cari the other one. Kalau ada lah. Kalau ada. Tapi ada lah dia bagi. Okay. Apa, kita standby dulu. Kita tengok next information. CE is 9 meter. Oh, CE 9 meter. Oh, boleh tulis 9 meter. And disebabkan dia isosceles, segitiga sama kaki, sini pun kena jadi 9 lah. And wow, kalau sini 9 boleh masuk sini. Oh, Sebab AC 9. So dia jadi BC sama dengan 2/3 times AC 9. AC 9. So masuk 9 sini. 9 times 2, 18 divided 3, 6. Oh, rupa-rupanya BC panjang 6. And kalau BC 6, CD pun 6. And all of this is in meter. Yeah, everything is in meter. Sebab dia bagi dalam meter kan semua. Okay, so automatic semua dalam meter. So, inilah information yang saya ada sekarang. Sekarang, apa dia kata? Using pi 2207, calculate A, the arc length BD of the quarter circle. Wait, what is arc? Lengkok. What is lengkok? What is lengkok arc? Apa tu lengkok? Apa tu? Okay. Arc is this line. This one. This one we call it arc. Okay. If it's like a full circle, then we call it circumference. Okay. Ataupun dalam bahasa Melayu lilitan. Okay, lilitan. But if it's only part of the circumference, sebahagian daripada lilitan, then we call it lengkok. Okay. Kalau sebahagian sajalah. Alright. So let me erase this. Okay, sekarang kita nak cari panjang lengkok BD, and the formula for arc is 2 pi r times theta over 360. And if you want to know the radius and the angle, you have to tengok dari center. Kena tengok dari pusat, baru boleh dapat dua-dua ni. Okay, so let's try to masuk formula ni. 2 darab pi 2207 lah. Darab radius, jejari. Okay, jejari radius is 6 meter times with angle over 360, which is 90 over 360. I have everything because everything is there already. My label, I label nicely already, so it's easy for me. Okay, sekarang kita boleh potong. Ini potong ini, dapat 1 over 4. Ini potong ini, tinggal 2. Ini tinggal 11. 11 times 6, 66. So 66 over 7 meter. Okay, if you want to use calculator, can also. Just tekan everything and it will give you the same thing. Alright? Okay, if you tekan 66 bahagi 7 dalam calculator, and if you tukar jadi decimal, kalau you tulis dalam jawapan yang point, dia bagi jawapan yang apa? 9.42857 like dia bagi banyak decimal place, right? That's why I tak tulis macam tu. Tapi boleh jugalah. If you want to write in decimal you write four significant figure lah. Okay, you kena bundarkan lah, you kena round off. Okay, tapi kalau if I'm the one doing it, and if I get answer yang macam tu yang banyak decimal place, I will just write in fraction, right? Because I know if I write in fraction, then my teacher cannot argue with me. Yeah, just write in fraction is the best way. Okay, you don't have to worry about apa nak tulis berapa digit lah, apalah itulah, kena tulis berapa, tak payah. Just write in fraction. Okay. Okay, soalan B. Area in meter square that will be planted with grass. It means dia nak cari luas kawasan lorek lah. Yeah, the area of shaded region. And the reason I know this is because I label nicely already. Imagine if I tak label grass sini, then I have to read the whole thing again to baca again and then tengok siapa grass. So janganlah macam tu. Always label. Bila dia bagi tahu, always label. Okay, area of grass. Cara dia macam mana nak cari? Area of grass. Okay, if you look at the shaded region, it's a very weird shape. It's like something like this, right? And you cannot find the area of this shape directly because there is no formula that we learn. Like, what is this shape? I don't even know what is this shape. Like, there's no name for this shape. So, tak ada cara untuk cari luas bentuk ini directly. You have to take something minus something. Because this shape is a weird shape. Okay, it's like satu bentuk yang sangat weird, yang you tak pernah tengok, yang you tak pernah belajar. Tak ada formula yang ada satu formula yang boleh guna untuk cari bentuk ni. And tak ada nama untuk bentuk ni. So you have to take something minus something, and the method is take besar tolak kecil. So what you do is you take this minus this. Okay, cari luas the whole segitiga first, and then minus dengan area of sector. Okay. Okay, how to find area of triangle? Okay, kalau you punya triangle ada 90 degree, awak boleh terus buat 1/2 darab base darab height. Base dia adalah 99. Okay. For triangle yang ada 90 degree, the base and height will always be the two lines that form the 90 degree, right? So it will be 99. Okay, what about minus with what? The area of sector. Okay, area of sector formula is this: pi r square times angle over 360. Okay. If it's area of whole circle, then you just do pi r square. Kalau whole circle. But if you only want like a sector means like sebahagian daripada circle, then you darab dengan angle 360. Okay, pi they say use 22/7. So open bracket 22/7 times with radius is 6 meter. So 6 square lah. Times with angle over 360. Okay, the angle tengok dari center you dapat dah 90 over 360. Okay, now it's time to press calculator. 81/2 minus. This one also press calculator. 36 divide 49 times 22 divided 7. Okay, my calculator give me 198 over 7. And finally, we have to minus. So let's tekan 81 over 2 minus answer. Okay, my calculator give me 171 over 14. Okay, let's try to change to decimal. 12.21428. Okay, dia bagi like banyak decimal place, right? So if I write in decimal, I have to round off to 4 significant figure. I can write 12.21, but I would prefer write in fraction. Okay, because if I write in fraction, then no one can argue with me because I write. It means if I write in fraction means it's like I'm writing the whole, like the whole thing already. So it's better to write like this. Okay. Okay, tapi nak tulis point boleh juga lah. Up to you. Okay. Don't forget to write the unit meter and meter square. Because everything is in meter. Okay. Yeah, it's not in cm. Okay. So A also in meter, but B is area, so meter square. Okay, sudah siap. Okay, I'm at question 10 now. So let's continue. 10A, given the cos theta equals to this, theta in between this, calculate values of theta. So this is obviously trigonometry. I'm doing trigonometry question. And they're asking me to solve for theta. Okay, it means later the cos kena buang sana lah. And when you buang sana, you have to check whether it's a normal case or special case. Okay, what is special case? Special case is when your sine theta equals to 0, 1 or -1, ataupun cos theta equals to 0, 1 or -1, or ataupun tangent theta equals 0. Okay, and total ada 7 special case, right? And kalau dia special case, you tak boleh guna calculator tekan tau. You have to hafal and you have to write down the answer directly. Kalau dia special case, right? But this one I can already tell is normal case because the number at the other side is the answer at the other side is like 0.69 something. So it's normal case. So for normal case, you will use calculator to solve it, right? But I will teach you how to, what I have to write first. So cos theta equals negative 0.6947. The first thing is to determine which quadrant you want first. Okay, which quadrant you want first. So later you will pindah the cos to the other side, right? But when you tekan shift cos, cos inverse, you cannot tekan the negative tau. Yeah, you memang tak boleh tekan negative one. If you tekan shift cos negative, that one cara salah. Salah. Tak boleh. You have to the negative only indicates quadrant. Okay, the indicate is only there to tell you which quadrant. You cannot tekan the negative. Okay, so the correct way is to tekan shift cos 0.6947, dapatkan you punya reference angle dulu. Reference angle is sudut rujukan ataupun angle in quadrant 1 lah. Okay, after the calculator give you an angle in quadrant 1, baru you convert to the quadrant you want, right? And the method to convert is like this. If you want quadrant 1, the reference angle quadrant 1, convert to quadrant 2, 180 minus. If you want to convert quadrant 3, 180 plus. If you want to convert quadrant 4, 360 minus. This is the method. Okay, but let's determine which quadrant I want for my final answer first. So let's write down add sugar to coffee. Sekarang saya punya cos jawapan bernilai negatif. So kalau cos positive, it will be 1 and 4, right? Because only this quadrant 1 all positive, quadrant 4 cos positive. But cos negative will be the other side. So 2 and 3. So it means cos negative, your answer will be second quadrant and third quadrant. And let's double check here. Okay, after I tengok sini, and then I choose the quadrant yang overlap. Okay, what is in between 90 and 270? 2 and 3 also, right? Because if the angle is bigger than 90, then it's not quadrant 1, it will be quadrant 2, quadrant 3, quadrant 4. But it said at the same time less than 270. So it means it's definitely not quadrant 4. So it's quadrant 2 and 3. So can you tell me, yang ini dengan yang ni, siapa yang overlap? Overlap means like yang mana yang dua-dua ada. So 2 also overlap, 3 also overlap, right? It means ada dua jawapan lah. One answer at quadrant 2, another answer at quadrant 3. So that's why they say values here. It means got two answers. Okay, now let's get our reference angle first. So my reference angle will be shift cos 0.6947. Please don't press the negative. Okay, shift cos 0.6947. So the answer is 46 degree. Okay, 46 degree. So remember, don't press the negative. Okay, don't press the negative. The negative is only trying to tell us which quadrant they want. Okay, and kenapa jangan tekan negative? Because when we want to get the reference angle first. Okay, means we want to get the angle in quadrant 1 first. Okay, sekarang baru you buat apa? Sekarang baru you tulis theta, and then baru you, okay, you already know you want quadrant 2 and quadrant 3, right? And I already tell you here how to convert. So how to convert reference angle to quadrant 2? The formula is 180 minus. So later I have to take 180 minus 46, and then write the answer here. And then how to convert quadrant 3? 180 plus. Okay, what's 180 minus 46? 134. And then 180 plus 46, 226. So this is how you should write in your exam. This is the correct way to write the working. Okay. So I repeat one more time how you get the 134, 180 minus 46. The other one is 180 plus. And kenapa buat macam tu? Because I have to convert to quadrant 2, quadrant 3. That's the quadrant yang dia mau. Okay. Alright. Sudah siap soalan A. Now let's do B pula. B1. On the diagram 5 in the answer space, sketch the graph of y equals 2 cos 2x plus 2 for theta in between 0, 360. Okay, let's go to diagram 5 in the answer space. Oh, this sudah lukis siap-siap the axis for me. But I don't want to I don't want to straight away draw the actual one first. Because the way I teach my student is you have to counting dulu. It means you have to testing first. Because if you draw now, it's very easy to buat silap one because you don't know where's the starting point, where you should start, and what's the maximum value, minimum value, semua you tak tahu. So the way I do it is I will always tell my students to sketch first. Sketch means like don't draw the real one first. Okay, you try to draw it in a piece of paper somewhere. Conteng dulu. Okay, conteng dulu. Like testing dulu, testing dulu. Testing it because you want to get the correct coordinate and also you want to know the shape. Okay, you need to know how the graph looks like and you also need to know the exact coordinate to put the points. Kalau tak, susah nak lukis nanti. Alright, first is we focus on this first, cos 2x, right? So what is the meaning of cos 2x? It means you have to draw two cos graph in 360 degree. Okay, because if the x in front here is 2 means it means the period will be 180. What is period? Period means the horizontal length for one cycle. Okay, so if the period is 180 means what? It means there will be one cos graph like this, another cos graph like this, and it has to end at 360 lah. Okay, so cos 2x means like this, dual cos graph in 360. Okay, if cos 1x then it's like one cos graph finish at 360. But if cos 2x, it means two cos graph finish at 360. It means one cos graph finish at 180 lah. One cos graph. Okay, that's why I said the period is 180. Period is the horizontal distance for one full cycle. Okay, so that's why the period is 180. Let's talk about the 2 in front. This is the amplitude, or you can say like the maximum value and the minimum value will get affected by this number. So if they say 2 here, means this is 2, this is negative, right? Okay, the last step you have to do is the plus 2. Okay, when you plus 2, what happens? The whole graph will shift up 2 unit. It will move up 2 unit. But the way I teach is I will straight away go here and take all these number plus 2 plus 2 plus 2. So 2 plus 2, 4, 0 plus 2, 2, negative 2 plus 2, 0. Right? And when I do that, you realize that your 0, the 0 punya position change. Right? The 0 position change. And it changed to where? It changed to down here. Right? It changed to down here. Right? Because your 0 is no longer here already. Yeah, your 0 is here. That's why this is your minimum point. So later I have to erase this. Right? Yeah. Okay. So can you tell me why the x-axis position change? It's because your whole graph move up lah. When your whole graph move up, then your x-axis move down lah. Yeah, because your whole graph move up it means your x-axis punya position is no longer. It will be like uh, it will be bawah sikit lah. Understand right? Okay, so now we know roughly how the shape looks like, but we also need to know the exact coordinate, right? So can you tell me this is 180, where's 90? Okay, 90 would be half the cos graph, which is here. Okay, so this is my 90, right? And then what about my 270? It will be here lah, right? And can you tell me this one will be how much? Okay, for your information, this will be exactly 45. Yeah, because this is where uh because this is cos 2x. So when it's cos 2x, okay, when it's cos x, this will be 90 to 70. When it's cos x, cos 1x, okay, this will be like the x-intercept will be 90 and 270. But if it's cos 2x, this become 45, 135. The reason why is because this whole thing get compressed and the 90 have to divide 2 for 270 divide 2, right? That's why I know this is 45, 135. So let me erase all this. So this is 45, 135. No, this one 135, and then 225, this one, and then 315 this one, right? Okay, with all this information, now I can sketch already. Okay, let's start with the first point. I can see it starts with 0, 4. Okay, okay, I'll just take option A. So if at the 4, this level, there's 3 points, right? And these are all the maximum point. So when the y is 4, there's 3.0 at 0, 180, and 360. So let's go to 4 and plot these 3 points at 0, 180, 360. But when y equals 4, so when y equals 4, x will be 0, 180. Okay, let me do this. Okay, 180, so it's here, 360 is here, right? These are the 3 maximum points. Okay, what about the minimum point? The minimum point is when y is 0. Okay, so when y is 0, x is what? There's only 2 points, right? At 90 and 270. So when y is 0, x is 90 and 270. When y is 0, x is 90 and 270, right? And then the rest is the when y equals to 2, right? So when y equals to 2, there is 1, 2, 3, there's 4 points. The first point is here, the second point is here, here, and here. And I already tell you where is this, right? It will be exactly 0, 90 middle, which is 45, right? So it's at 45, 135, 225, 315. But when y equals to 2, so when y equals 2, it will be exactly at the middle here, right? So this is 45, this is 135, this is 225, this is 315. But when y equals to 2, so this one 45, and then 2, it will be this one, 135, and then this one is 225, this one is 315. Okay, now the only thing left to do is to join all the points, but make sure the shape look like this. Okay, it needs to follow this shape, the cos shape, right? So the cosine graph look like this, go down and then go up. Okay, and then repeat one more time. So remember, the cos graph need to have this curve one. Okay, you don't draw like that. You don't draw like a quadratic curve like that. No, 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 not like that one. The cos graph dia mesti ada satu apa? It needs to have like a curve here. Okay, and the curve has to be like this one. Okay, not from the outside one, from the inside. Okay, okay. So that's it. Now write the equation y equals apa dia? 2 cos 2x plus 2, right? So this is the answer. Okay, and also I want you to know this line right here. This line right here is actually the old x-axis. Yeah, the old x-axis. Why I called it the old x-axis? Because the whole graph plus 2 move up. And when the whole graph move up 2 unit, your x-axis ends up down here already. Okay? Originally it's here one. Before the whole graph move up 2 unit, is here one, the x-axis. But after you move up, then the x-axis ends up down here, right? It ends up down here. Okay? Okay. I think I'm done, right? What the question wants? Sketch the graph for 0 until 360. So yeah, sudah siap lah. Okay, they want me to draw until 360. Okay, siap. Now I will do for question number 2. Oh, and by the way, this one tak ada markah. This one. Ini tak ada markah. Tapi kenapa kena buat yang ni? Supaya kita tahu coordinate dia dekat mana and also how the shape looks like, right? If you just draw straight away, it's very risky. Okay, you might draw the wrong, you might silap lah. Okay, number 2 now. Based on the graph that has been drawn, state the effect of changing the graph when given a period 90. Okay, okay, let's talk about period and cycle. Okay, let's talk about period and cycle because it's important. Yeah, it's important. Okay, I'll explain using this diagram. Right. So what is period and what is cycle? Okay, like this is one cycle. Wait. Okay, like this. From here to here, this is one cycle. Right. So in other words, what is cycle? Cycle is one complete graph lah. So if it's cos x, then the one cycle is like this, right? But if it's sine graph, one cycle will be like this. This is one cycle. Like from here to here is one cycle, right? Like this, okay? For sine graph, okay? Okay, but now we are talking about cos graph, so let's come back here. Okay, and if this is one cycle, now I will explain to you what is period. Period in Bahasa Melayu is tempo, and they like to ask this in exam actually in trial paper. I see this a few times already. So period is the horizontal distance. Horizontal means horizontal. How to say horizontal? Mengufuk. Mengufuk. Horizontal distance horizontal distance of one cycle. This is what it means. So period is the horizontal. So for example, if you look at this, what is the period? The horizontal distance to complete one cycle will be here to here, which is 180. It means the period is 180. Okay. And let me tell you the formula for period. Other formula untuk period. 360 over B. Okay. 360 over B. Okay. And what is B? B, okay, B you boleh tengok daripada sini. A cos BX plus C. So the B is this value right here. So for example, if your B is 1, your B is 1, then what is your period? 360 over 1, which is 360. It means the horizontal distance of one cycle, the period, will be 360 lah, when your B is 1. Yeah lah, because if your B is 1 means you ada satu saja graph yang habis dekat 360. It means one cycle habis dekat 360, so period 360, right? But what if your B is 2? Then your period will be 360 divided 2 and you end up with 180. Yeah, because why? Because when your B is 2, you need to draw two cycle in 360. So the horizontal distance of one cycle will only be 180 lah. Like that. So you can use this formula to help you during the exam. Okay. Okay, I'm done talking. Now let's go back to the question. They said based on the graph that has been drawn, state the effect of changing when given period 90. It means if they say period 90 means what? Okay, let's use black color now. So I told you the period formula, right? So if the period is 90 means, what's the period formula? 360 over B equals to 90, right? It means you can find your B now. So what is your B? 360 divide 90, which is 4. So they want you to state the effect. So what is the effect? The B becomes 4 lah. But original one, the B is 2, right? So now it becomes 4. That means what happens to the graph? It means instead of 2 cycle in 360, there will be 4 cycle in 360 now. Understand, right? Yeah. So what I have to write down is state the effect. They never ask us to draw. They never ask us to sketch. They just say state the effect. So kita kena bina ayat. We have to write a sentence to explain what changes happen. So I'll write here the period of graph. Yeah, the period of graph will be 90 lah. Okay, they already say here lah. State the period 90. Period of graph. Okay, tak apalah. I tulis sekali lagi. Period of graph will be 90 degree. Okay. Do you know what's the meaning of period 90? It means the horizontal distance for one cycle is 90. It means by the time you reach 90, you already complete one course graph. By the time you reach 90, you've already finished one course graph. So what would be the number of cycle in 360? So the number of cycle in 360 degree will be 4. Will be 4. Okay. By the time you reach 90, you already finished one cycle. So by the time you reach 360, there will be 4 cycles. That's why the B is 4. Okay. The B represents, this B represents the number of cycle in 360. If this is 2, there is 2 cycle in 360. If the B is 3, there will be 3 cycle in 360. If this B is 4, there will be 4 cycle in 360. So if the B change to 4, then then there will be 4 cycle in 360. And the period will be 90. Right? It means by the time you reach 90, you already complete one. Okay. Okay. I hope you understand. I think that's all, right? Okay, the red color one, this is just my notes. This is not the working. Okay. It's just my explanation, right? The working is this one. Okay, so in exam, you only need to write this. Okay. The red color one, no need. Okay, this is just my explanation. Okay. Okay, sudah siap. Okay, I want to continue with section B. Let's see. Answer all questions in this section. Okay, no problem. Let's do 11. Diagram 6 shows the net of a 3D object. Okay. Net means like you open up the 3D shape. So when you open up the 3D shape, it looks like this with 6 different surface, which are A, B, C, D, E, F. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Yeah, 6 surface, right? So soalan A, it says name the solid at diagram 6. Okay, let's imagine the 3D shape, how it will look like if I fold it up. It means I try to, because this one is like, I already opened up the 3D. What if I never open up the 3D shape? How it will look like? So we can see a trapezium here, right? So and then there's another trapezium here. And if I don't fold it up, this is probably how it looks like lah, right? So this one, when you open up, become like this, right? Okay. Another thing to mention here, this trapezium and this trapezium, can you see they are like same size, right? It means this trapezium is the cross section Is the cross section of this shape, right? So A, it says name the solid at diagram 6. Okay, this shape we call it prism. Okay, so 3D shape you learn a lot of 3D object. You learn about cylinder, sphere, cone, pyramid, cube, cuboid, banyak. Okay, banyak 3D shape, right? But for this shape yang like this, yang ada cross section, that we call it prism. Okay, when we have like this, we call it prism. Okay, and it's a prism with the trapezium being the cross section. Okay. Okay. So now let's do B. B, it says calculate the total surface area of the solid. Right. Total surface area means jumlah luas permukaan. It means you find out all the area of all the surface and then tambah semua. Okay, there will be 6 surface, right? But you don't have to imagine it already. They already open up for you. So you just need to find out all the luas for all this, then see already. Okay, how to find the luas for A? Very easy. It would be 5 times, okay, the panjang here will be 5 also. How I know? Because this panjang and this panjang same, this panjang and this panjang same, this panjang and this panjang same, and they already write here 5. That's why I know this is 5, 5, 5, 5. Okay, this one is 9, right? And this one is 6. So this must be 6 also, right? And what about this line? Okay, this line will be 5. How I know? Because when we fold this up, no, this is not 5. No, this is not 5. Yeah. But I do know this and this will be same length. Because imagine if this fold up, it means this will, and this, if this fold up, this and this must be same length, right? But I don't know the panjang. So that's a problem, right? Because if I don't know this panjang, I cannot find the area for this surface. Okay, so let's think. How can we find the panjang? Okay, I think I see it now. Okay, what is the panjang from here to here? 9 cm, right? How I know is because of this 9, right? So the 9 will be from here to here, right? Okay, but what if you tarik satu line like this? This line will be 5, right? This sengit punya line. Why is it 5? Because this line and this line, when you fold it up, this line and this line, they will merge together, right? Yeah, they will, like, you will glue this together. So automatic, this line and this line will be same one. So this will be 5 also, right? And if I cut it here, if I cut it like this, you will get 6 here, 6 here, right? Because when you cut it like this, straight 90-degree, you'll get like a rectangle here. So this is 6, 6, and the whole line is 9. So here must be 3, right? And it means I can find the vertical height here, the vertical distance. And the vertical distance will be same with here, right? So how do we find that? We use Pythagoras theorem. So I will just put an arrow like this, and then use Pythagoras theorem. Square root, bracket, square, plus, minus. Okay? Okay, y minus. Okay, let's write down the number first. 5 square, 3 square. Okay, y minus is because when you are not finding the hypotenuse, you will always minus. Okay, you will only plus when you are finding the hypotenuse, the side paling panjang. So you are not finding the side paling panjang now. The side paling panjang is 5. Okay, so you are not finding that. That is why you minus. So you tekan this, you will get 25 minus 16, which is square root 16, which is 4. So that means this is 4 cm. And if this is 4, this must be 4. And same, this will be 4 also. Because I told you already, when you fold this up, bila you lipat atas ni, this will merge with this line and this line, they will merge together. Right? That's why it's 4. Okay, so this is 4 and this must be automatic 4. This will be 4 also, right? Same reason lah. Okay, apa lagi panjang yang saya kena ada? Oh, this panjang tak ada. Okay, this panjang is not 4. Let me tell you what is this panjang. This panjang is 6. Yeah, let me tell you why. Because when you fold it up, this and this merge, right? So this panjang F, this panjang F is actually this panjang right here. Yeah. Okay, when you open it up, this F surface is actually the top surface. Yeah, it's actually the top surface. So ends up, this line will merge with this line. You agree, right? Because like, you look at this. Look. This trapezium, right? Of course, when you open it up, this surface, it will be this, right? The atas punya. But when you fold it up, this line will merge with this line. That is why I write 6. Understand? That's why I write 6. Because this one, it will merge with this. This will merge with this. If you fold it up, okay? I hope you can imagine it yourself. Okay, so this is everything I need. Now I can finally do B. They want to find total surface area of solid. Okay, just find the area of all this and then tambah semua lah. Okay, let's find the area of trapezium first because that's the hardest one, right? Okay lah, tak susah pun, senang je. Okay, how to find area of trapezium? The formula is 1/2 times A plus B times C. Okay. Wait, what is A? What is B? What is C? Okay. A plus B will be the parallel sides. Sum means you have to take the sum. Hasil tambah dua line yang parallel. So 1/2 times A plus B, sum two line parallel, and then times with C, which is the 90-degree distance. Okay. So let me give example. If this is the trapezium, then your ABC will be like this. 1/2 times A times B, because these two lines parallel, and then the C has to be the 90-degree distance between the two lines. Okay. But what if your trapezium is like this? Then your AB is here, your C is here lah. So 1/2 times A times B, A plus B times with C, you know it's C, C will be the 90-degree distance between the two lines. Okay. And it has to be 90 degree. If it's not 90 degree, don't take. Okay. Now let's start to find the total surface area. So I'll write here TSA. I write short form lah. Okay, jumlah luas permukaan. First step is take the area of trapezium. Okay, let me write like this. Equals, okay, 1/2 times, okay, A plus B. In this case, it will be 6 plus 9, right? Because the two parallel side is 6 and 9. And then have to times with the distance, 90-degree distance between these two lines, which is 90-degree distance here. So 4 lah. Not 5. 5 is the second one. No, this is not 90-degree distance. You have to take 90-degree distance between the two parallel sides. So it should be 4. And this whole thing, I will times 2. You know why? Because this trapezium got two of this. So if I malas, I can just find area of one trapezium and then times 2. Okay, so area ni dah siap, tambah. Let's find the area of C pula. 9 times 5. For area of rectangle, just ambil panjang darab lebar saja. Base times height. So just 9 times 5. So 9 times 5, bracket, plus. Okay, this area done. What about this area? 5 times 5. So plus bracket 5 times 5. And then plus. What about this area E? 4 times 5. Ataupun 5 times 4. Sama saja. And then last one, 5 times 6. Ataupun 6 times 5. Okay. Okay, now we can use calculator. Tekan semua ni, dapatlah jawapan. Alright, let's press this one first. 6 plus 9. 15. 15 times 4. 60. 60 divide 2. 30. 30 times 2. 60. 9 times 5. 45. 5 times 5. 25. 5 times 4. 20. 5 times 6. 30. Tambah semua. I don't know, 105 plus 25 plus 20 plus 30. Okay, my calculator give me 180. So you tulis je lah, 180. Okay, but don't forget the unit. This is in cm square. Everything is in cm also, right here. So it's in cm square. Okay, sudah siap. Let's do C. Okay, C1, what it says here. C1, calculate the volume of the solid. Alright, how to find volume of prism. So the volume formula is you take the base area and then times height. Okay, take the base area times height, right? But for this prism, what will be the base area? You don't tell me is this one, don't do that. Okay? The base will always be the cross section. Okay, it means that it will always be the shape that appears 2 times, right? So this shape didn't appear 2 times because the one yang atas is not even the same size dengan yang bawah. So the shape that appears 2 times is actually the trapezium, right? This is the cross section area. So what you should do now is find the trapezium punya area and then times with the distance here, right? That's how you find the volume. It means you make this the base. Okay, the trapezium will be the base, and then the height will be the distance from here to here. Okay, all right. How to find area of trapezium? You already did it just now, but let's do it again lah. 1/2 times 6 plus 9 times 4, right? So this is the cross section area, ataupun the base area lah. Times with the height, right? And the height will be the distance from here to here, right? Okay, the distance here will be how much? Okay, let's refer here. So which one of this is the distance here? Okay, you can see that this distance is okay, let me imagine. So this C is 6595. So no, I mean 9595. So it's like 95. Okay, I think this is 5, right? Yeah, because the 9 is this one ma. Yeah, the long side of the trapezium, right? And then this 5, that's the 5 lah. So this one times 5, right? And after you press all this, you'll get the answer straight away. Okay. Okay, let me press 6 plus 9, 15 times 4 divide 2 times 5. Okay, done. I got 150. So write down the answer. Make sure you write cm cube this time because it's a volume. Isi padu, right? So isi padu dalam cm cube lah. Okay, I'm done with ABC1. Now let's do C2. Okay, let me scroll down a bit. Okay, I do it here. The solid in 11A, which is the prism, is filled up with water, okay? And surface E become the solid base. If the surface of A is removed, calculate the volume of water flow out. Uh, what's the meaning? The prism is filled up with water. So if I fill this up with water, then the volume of water will be 150 lah. Correct ah? Because if I pour water inside, it will be 150. But they mentioned something about what remove what? Surface E become the solid base. Surface E become base. And if the surface A is removed, some water will flow out. Okay, let's imagine it. Separate base, E is the base. So E is the base. So E becomes the tapak. So now your E surface has to stay at the bottom. So the E surface is this one, right? Let me use red color. Is this surface, right? So if this surface has to stay bottom, then that means your 3D shape looks something like this already. Correct? Do you agree? Do you understand? So it means that it becomes this is your E surface. This is your E surface, which is the 4, 5. But make sure I write correctly. 4 is the trapezium punya. Like this. Yeah, like this, right? So what happens is the E becomes the solid base, right? So I position it differently. And then they say if the surface of A is removed, A is removed. So this, which one is surface A? Surface A is this one, right? Which is the blue color region. It means this blue color now is like ada satu lubang sini. Because how to say? I remove it, okay? So when I remove it, it means everything here become like kosong already lah. It means there is a hole here. There is a lubang here, okay? And when I remove it, calculate the volume of water flow out. It means you are finding the volume of only this shape right here lah. You're only finding the volume of here, because this one all like you can't fill this up with water already because it's like there's a hole here. So all the volume water here, they will flow out, right? They will flow out. So you only left with this part with the water. So you are finding the volume of cuboid, which is 4 times 5 times, I don't know what is this. Let's see. The panjang here will be the shorter side of the trapezium, which is shorter side 6, right? So that's the answer lah. 4 times 5 times 6, right? So I will write here volume of remaining water. Okay, remaining water in the, because when you do that, all the water flow out. So remaining is 4 times 5 times 6, right? Which is the volume of cuboid lah. And if you tekan this, you get 120 cm cube. So that's the volume of remaining, right? But I don't. But what the question wants? Volume of water flow out. Oh, sorry. They want the volume of water flow out. So the flow out will be 150 minus 120 lah. Correct ah? Because 150 is the total volume of the whole thing, right? And when I remove this surface, all this water flow out already. Okay? And you left with 120. So the volume of flow out water. So volume of water flow out. Water flow out. It will be 150 minus 120, which gives you the volume of this triangle prism lah. Yeah, this shape we call it prism also, because the triangle is the cross section. So the answer is 30. Okay. Okay, there's another way to do this. Yeah, there's another way to do this. Cara lain untuk buat is you find the area. I mean the volume of the triangle prism. Okay. Terus cari area of triangle prism. Yeah, you will get 30 also. Alright. But how to find the volume of this triangle prism? You find the area of triangle first, and then times with 5. Okay. I'm sure if you do it like that, you'll get 30 also. Okay. And for the area of triangle, you take 1 or 2 times base times height like that. Okay. Okay, boleh juga kalau nak buat macam tu. Okay, but I will do it like this. Okay. Sudah siap. Okay, moving on. Let's do number 12. Okay, this looks like a metric question. Okay, for this, I will do the working up here. So let's go. Soalan A. It is given that 1 over m times this matrix dapat 1001. Find the values of m and n. Okay, first thing first, we need to jaga sini dia ada cakap 1001. This one we call it identity matrix. Yeah, I call it I. Huh? So what is I? I is 1001. Okay, and when you take when you take any matrix, actually any matrix darab dengan dia punya inverse, you will always end up with 1001. You will always end up with I. Alright. So I repeat one more time. Any matrix yang dua row dua column, when you darab dengan dia punya inverse, you will always get I. 1001. So if they tell you this times this is 1001, it means one of this is the original matrix and one of this is the inverse matrix. So there's number 1 here, number 2, number 3. So can you tell me which one of this is the original matrix and one of this is the inverse matrix? So can you tell me which one would be the original matrix? Is it 1 or 2 or 3? Okay, it cannot be 1 lah. Come on. Like 1 is like, how can this be the original matrix? This is like a fraction. It's not even a matrix. So it's either 2 or 3, right? So persoalannya you nak jadikan number 2 the original matrix or number 3 the original matrix? Actually, it's up to you. You nak jadikan 2 original matrix pun boleh, 3 nak jadi original matrix pun boleh. Dua-dua pun boleh, right? But let's say if you jadikan 2 the original matrix, then it means your inverse will be 1 and 3. Okay, the remaining lah, the balance. But sir, what if I jadikan 3 the original matrix? Then the 1 and 2 combined would be the inverse of 3 lah. Then 1 and 2 will be the inverse matrix lah, right? So it's up to you. Okay, it's up to you. Okay, but kalau saya, okay lah, I jadikan 3 the original matrix lah. I jadikan 3 the original matrix. So the original matrix is 2, 3, 4, 5, which is 3. So 2, 3, 4, 5, right? And this is the original matrix, and it means my inverse matrix will be this 1 over m, 5, negative 3, and 2. Okay, I want to ask you, is it correct if I letak equals ini? Betul lah kalau saya tulis macam ni. Ini betul or salah? Salah, salah. Why salah? Because you have to put my negative 1 like this. Now it becomes betul. Why you have to? Because I told you this is the original matrix, this is the inverse of it. So what you have to do is you have to take the inverse of this, then baru dia boleh equal dengan ni. Okay. So now my job is to do inverse matrix for this. And after I'm done, I will compare my answer with this. And when I compare, I will get my MN answer. Okay, let's do inverse matrix. Do you know how to do inverse? 1 over darab silang, right? But when you darab silang, you have to start dari atas. So it'll be 2 times 5, and then minus 4 times 3. Okay, that's the formula. Okay, that's the formula. Darab silang. And then bracket. And then just now you take 2 times 5 first. So it means 2 and 5 you have to terbalik. So it becomes 5, 2. And then 3 and 4, the other pair, you have to tukar tanda, change sign. So 3 become negative 3, 4 become negative 4. Right? And then now I can solve for this. 2 times 5, 10, 10 minus 12, negative 2. And then here will be 5, negative 3, negative 4, 2. Right? Okay. Now I want to ask you one question. This fraction I can times inside, right? But should you times inside or you shouldn't times inside? Is it better if I darab masuk, I kembang, I expand, or I just leave it like this? Okay, I'll tell you now. It's better to leave it like this because later you will compare with this answer. And if you see, dia punya jawapan pun dia tak kembang, dia tak darab. Right? Dia tak darab dengan fraction 1 over m. So kalau dia tak darab, saya pun tak mau darab lah. Sebab saya mau compare dengan dia mah. So it's better to just leave it like this. Tak mau darab lah. Because if you darab, then how you want to compare? Like imagine if you darab, then how can you compare if you darab, right? It means if you want to darab, then here also need to darab already, right? That's why I didn't do it like that. Okay, now we just compare banding. So 5 dengan 5 sama. Negative 3 dengan negative 3 sama. 2 dengan 2 sama. So n sama dengan negative 4. Compare, banding. And then 1 over dengan 1 over sama. Nombor bawah dengan nombor bawah sama juga. So m equals negative 2. Okay. Alright, so this is the answer. Okay, sudah siap soalan A. Now let's do soalan B. Okay, Puan Jasmine bought 3 kg of mangosteen and 6 kg of durian with the price of 90 ringgit. Meanwhile, Puan Chin bought 2 kg of mangosteen. Okay, I finished reading the whole question first because I want to know which chapter first. Okay, so I will skip all this information for now. Nanti baru saya tengok balik information. So Puan Chin bought 2 kg of mangosteen, 5 kg of durian by paying a single note of 100 and got the balance of 2 banknotes of 10, so 20 here lah. And then 8 banknotes of 1 means 8 times 1, 8 here, 8 ringgit here. Okay? And then number 1, write 2 linear equations that represent the above information. Number 2, by using matrix method, calculate price of a kilogram of mangosteen and a kilogram of durian. So, enough already. I already know which chapter. So, look at this word. By using matrix method. So this, when you see this in the question, you automatic knows it's a simultaneous equation punya soalan, right? When you see this word by using matrix method, ataupun by using substitution elimination method, okay, then it means it's a simultaneous equation punya soalan. Okay, simultaneous. Okay, kenapa dia kena cakap by using matrix method? Because there is another method to do it, which is the substitution elimination method. Cara penggantian penghapusan cara. Okay, that's another method to solve simultaneous equation. But they want you to use matrix method, so you kena ikut lah. So I already know it's simultaneous equation and it's a story question, right? Like because they give you a story, right? So the way I teach my student is you don't look at the information, okay? Because if you don't know what xy represents, it's very difficult for you to write the equation if you don't know what the xy represents. So the way I teach my student is, if you don't know what the xy represents, you straight away see what the question wants you to find. You terus tengok apa soalan mau cari. You straight away see what the question want to find and make that the xy. And make that the xy. So, terus tengok apa soalan nak cari means you terus tengok last baris and tengok apa soalan suruh cari. Okay? And apa soalan yang suruh cari, itulah you punya xy. Right? Okay, so let x equals something, y equals something. Because the soalan here never tell you what the xy represents, right? That's why you can use these tips. Straight away tengok apa soalan mau cari. So dia mau cari apa? Price of a kilogram of mangosteen. Itulah dia punya x. And try to be specific. Saya tak mau tengok other student just write x equals mangosteen, y equals durian. Tak mau, tak mau, tak bagus. Tak bagus kalau macam tu. You have to be more specific. Is it the price or the mass or the price or mass or like tulis be specific lah, be specific. So write specific, don't just write mangosteen. So price of means satu. Kg. Okay, I just write one lah. So price of 1 kg, kg same meaning of mangosteen. Okay, mangosteen. Okay, and then y will be price of 1 kg of durian. Okay, it means your xy represents price. It means nanti you punya xy ada unit RM lah. So x and y is actually like RMX, RMY. Okay, sekarang you can read the question. And now when you read this, it will become very easy to write the two equation because you already know what your xy represents. So now it becomes very easy. So Puan Jasmine bought 3 kg of mangosteen, 6 kg of durian with a price of 90. So 1 kg of mangosteen will cost you X ringgit. If you buy 3 kg, it will cost you 3 times X. Plus with 6 kg of durian, so 6y. And then equals to 90, right? But usually kalau boleh kecilkan, I will say kecilkan. So how to kecilkan? Okay lah, don't kecilkan first lah. Later when I do number 2, baru saya kecilkan. Sekarang I tulis dulu. Okay, so that's the first one. What's the second one? Puan Chin bought 2 kg of mangosteen, 5 kg of durian. So berapa yang dia kena bayar? 1 kg mangosteen is RMX. 2 kg mangosteen, 2X lah. Plus with 5 kg durian, 5Y. And how much she pay? A single note of 100, but then she get the balance of 28 ringgit. Because 20 plus, she dapat balance 20 ringgit plus 8 ringgit, so 28, right? So berapa harga sebenar? 100 minus 28. So sini tekan 100 minus 28. Okay, let's tekan this. What we get? 72. Okay. Okay, this is my part 1. Sudah siap? Write 2 linear equation. Now let's do number 2. So number 2, I will do it. I'll do it here. Okay. Okay, they say hence by using matrix method calculate the price in RM a kilogram mangosteen and a kilogram durian. Means cari XY lah. So sekarang you faham kenapa saya cakap jadikan you punya final answer jadikan dia XY. You faham kan? Because if they want you to find that, it means you are finding XY. Okay. Okay, so sekarang apa saya buat? Saya kena tulis dalam matrix method lah. So I will open bracket. Okay, and I'll open another bracket. Okay, and then another bracket like this, right? Okay, sebenarnya this I can kecilkan dulu tau, because all these numbers can divide 3. When you divide 3, you end up with x plus 2y equals 45. Equals 30. 90 divided 3 is 30, right? Tapi sebenarnya kalau tak nak kecilkan, boleh juga. Because later you end up with same answer. And also you have calculator, so nothing to worry. Okay, so okay lah. I don't want to kecilkan lah. But actually, you want to kecilkan can also. Okay, because when you kecilkan, the number becomes smaller and it becomes easier, right? If the number is smaller. Okay lah, but it's up to you lah. Okay, I'll just straight away do it. Okay, everything is arranged nicely already. X, Y equals number. And then this one also arranged nicely. X, Y number on the other side. So, bila kita masuk dalam bracket, first bracket kita kena masuk dia punya coefficient. Coefficient means the number in front. So, 3, 6, 2, 5 like this. Just masukkan. And then sini, here I have to take out write the unknown. Okay. So, the unknown they write first is X. Okay, this is the first one they write X. So they one have to write atas. And then the next unknown you write bawah Y like this. And then the last bracket is you write the answer lah, 1972. Okay. Okay, now I can find XY. This matrix I have to move pindah sana. But when you pindah sana, dia bukan jadi tolak, dia bukan jadi bahagi. Bukan. Dia jadi inverse. Because this one is times. In matrix, kalau darab, hantar sana jadi inverse. Okay, so put -1 like this. Okay, and then 1972. -1 means inverse. Alright, now it's time to find inverse. And the formula to find inverse is 1 over darab silang. And you have to, when you darab silang, you have to take, start dari atas. Start from atas. So 3 times 5 minus, and then the other one will be 2 times 6. And after you darab silang, you have to terbalik and tukar tanda. Okay, siapa yang kena terbalik? Okay, tadi you ambil 3 times 5 dulu. So 3 times 5 kena terbalik. Terbalik means like switch place. And then tukar tanda means the 6 and 2 lah. So tukar tanda -6, -2. Okay. And then don't forget 1972 here. Okay, now you end up with 1 over. Okay, this one. Okay, 1 over. What's the determinant? 3 times 5, 15. 15 minus 12, 3. Okay. Okay, this 3 we call it determinant. What is determinant? Determinant means the number down here lah. And this number down here cannot equal 0. If it's equal 0, then the inverse does not exist. Because you can't divide by 0. Okay, so obviously now you get 3, so it means it's possible lah. Okay, now I will take this matrix and this matrix times together. Right? It means I will choose to take this one, darab this one first, then only I times 1 over 3. Okay? Actually, you want to take 1 over 3 times with this dulu, then baru darab dengan ni boleh juga. Okay? You'll get the same. Okay? But usually I do it is I times this one first lah. Okay, this matrix is 2 row, 2 column. This matrix is 2 row, 1 column. And when you have when you take these two matrix darab, you have to make sure this number and this number same, baru boleh darab. So it's same now, so you can potong. So the final answer left will be 2 times 1, which is 2 row, 1 column. So that means the answer comes out after you darab, it will be 2 row, 1 column, which means satu number atas sini, satu number bawah sini, right? But how to get the number atas? You have to take horizontal times vertical. So let's say this is AB, this is CD. Cara betul untuk darab is A times C, B times D. Please don't go and do A times C, A times D. Salah. Okay, salah. It has to be A, C, B, D macam tu. Okay? And it has to be horizontal times vertical like this. So dia akan jadi apa? 5 times 90, -6 times 72, tulis atas. So 5 bracket 90, -6 times 72. Right? Okay, dah siap. Next one. Repeat the same process, but now the next row times with the same column lah. Horizontal times vertical. So -2 times 90, okay. And then 3 times 72 macam tu. Okay, kalau tak ada benda sini, kalau nothing in between means plus, right? Tapi kalau sudah ada minus, then tak payah letak plus lah, right? Okay, sudah siap. XY equals to what? 1 over 3. Okay, ini tekan semua. 5 times 90 minus 6 times 72. Okay, 18. And then -2 times 90 plus 3 times 72. Tekan calculator, dapat 36. Okay, now the final step. I have to take these two numbers times 1 over 3. It means divide 3 lah, right? So 18 divide 3, 6. 36 divide 3, 12. Okay, now finally I can write my final answer. X equals 6, Y equals 12. But I want to ask you, can I write like this? No. Okay, no. If you are my student, you know why. Because I teach you before. So why you cannot write this? Because XY does not exist in the question. It's not in the question. This XY you sendiri yang let, right? So this XY, if you write X equals Y equals, the pemeriksa don't know what the XY represents. You have to write what the XY represents, which is this. Price of 1 kg of mangosteen. Yeah, because this is a story question. So the XY represents something, right? Price. So it's better if you write down this whole thing. So I'll just write price of 1 kg mangosteen. Price of 1 kilogram of mangosteen is RMX, right? And what is X? 6. So equals RM6. And then price of 1 kg of, okay, what is it? Banana. No, durian. I thought it's banana. Okay. Okay, durian equals to RM 12. Okay, so that's the answer. That's all. Surah siap. Okay. All right, let me erase this. This is not important. Okay, but there's one more question, right? Yeah, there's one more here. Question number 3. Okay, so number 1 dah siap, number 2 dah siap. Okay, last question. Number 3, I do it here. So, apa dia mau? The next day, Puan Jasmine wants to buy 5 kg of mangosteen and 2 kg of durian by using a single note of 50 ringgit. Determine whether Puan Jasmine has enough cash to buy those fruits. Justify your answer by using matrix multiplication. Okay, we can calculate the amount she needs to pay. 5 mangosteen. So 1 kg mangosteen is X ringgit. Kalau dia beli 5 kg, 5X yang dia kena bayar. And then 2 kg durian, so 5X plus 2Y, right? But they say use a single note 50 ringgit. Determine whether Puan Jasmine has enough cash. Okay, we already know the XY punya jawapan is 612, right? 612. So if I want to know the total price, it'll be 5 times 6 plus 2 times apa? 2 times 12, right? Because the X, Y sudah dapat mah, so ganti je lah. So it becomes 5 times 6 plus 2 times 12, right? And if you press this, what you get? Let me press first. Okay, my calculator give me 54. Okay, 54, right? So this is the price for the price lah, the total price. Tapi dia bawa 50 ringgit saja. So is it enough? It's not enough lah. It's not enough. And but you can't do it like that. Cannot do like that because they say use matrix multiplication. So how to use matrix multiplication? Okay, we know that we have to take 5 times x plus 2 times y, right? So let's apply this concept. Horizontal times vertical, right? So it should be A, B, C, D. And this is A, C, B, D. And since you want 5 times x, it means your A will be 5. And then it means it will be like this, horizontal times vertical. And then later the 5 have to times x. So this x has to be 6, right? And then B times D, B will be the 2 times y. So BD will be 2y. So B is 2. And then the y, which is 12, will be the D lah, like this. Then you can show them using like this. Then it's like we use the matrix multiplication. And when you do that, when you times, you will end up getting the same. You will end up getting horizontal times vertical, 5 times 6, and then 2 times 12. And if there's nothing here means plus. So when you plus, you will get the same, RM54. Okay. Okay, now we need to answer the question. What? Determine whether Puan Jasmine has enough. So I'll just say not enough. Okay, not enough. And then letak bracket, 54 is less than 50, right? Okay, they say justify your answer. So how to justify? I mean, I already justify using matrix multiplication, right? Okay, let's just write one more baris for them lah. So because uh uh the total price, okay, total amount lah. The total amount needed is RM54, and she only has RM50, right? Yeah. So that's why lah. That's why it's not enough. Okay. Okay. If I'm the one doing it, this is how I would do it. Right. This is how I would just write it. Okay. Sudah siap. Okay, number 13. Let's read the question. Adriana and Fatima have participated in the screening of a shooting competition. Okay. The consistent shooter will be selected to participate in a competition at the Selangor state level. So between Adriana and Fatima, who's more consistent will be selected to participate. Each participant will make 10 shots. Okay, so each of them make 10 shots. Each shot score obtained will be recorded. Table 4 shows the shot scores obtained by both of them. So for score, there's 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Adriana 1, 0, 3, 4, 2. Fatima 2, 2, 0, 3, 3. Okay, I know for some strong students, they can imagine it in their head, right? But for some other students, maybe it's hard for them to imagine. So I will explain it like this. For Adriana, she fires 10 shots, right? And her score is 6, 8, 8, 8, 9, 9, 9, 9, 10, 10. You can understand now? So what is this? These are all the frequency, the frequency actually. Yeah, the kekerapan in Bahasa Melayu frequency is kekerapan. So it means like Adriana fires 10 shots, right? That's why if you take 1 plus 3 plus 4 plus 2, you will get 10. 1 plus 3, 4, 4 plus 4, 8, 8 plus 2, 10, right? And for Fatima also, the total frequency here will be 10. 2 plus 2, 4, 4 plus 3, 7, 7 plus 3, 10. So for Fatima, her data looks like this: 6, 6, and then 7, 7, 2 times. Okay, frequency, yeah, the 2 is frequency. 0 means he didn't get any, uh, he didn't get 8, score 8 lah. And then 9, 3 times, 9, 9, 9. And then 10 3 times, so 10, 10, 10, right? And if you count here, got 10 numbers. Here also got 10 numbers, right? So between them, the more consistent shooter will be selected, right? So it means later for consistent, I have to calculate the measures of the one with lower dispersion, right? Lower measures of dispersion means more consistent, right? Okay, but that one later. Let's see what they want A first. Based on the shot scores obtained by both shooters, number 1, state the mode for each shooter. So I will write here, mode for each shooter. So I think there's 2 answers, one for Adriana, one for Fatima, right? So for Adriana answer I write here, for Fatima answer I write here. Okay, mode means you will choose the score that appears the most appear paling banyak kali. Okay, paling banyak kali, right? It means it's the score with the highest frequency. So if you look at Adriana's data, what is the highest frequency? 4, right? But the mode is not 4, the mode is 9, right? It means that the score with the highest frequency is 9 lah. Okay. So okay, what about Fatima? What is the score with the highest frequency here? I think it's 9 and 10, because for Fatima, the 9 frequency is 3, the 10 also frequency 3. So there's 2 mode, right? So you will write 9 and 10. Okay, it's possible to have 2 different mode. So if they have the same frequency, then there's 2 mode lah. So that's the answer. Okay, now let's do number 2. Calculate the mean short score for Adriana and Fatima. Okay, this one have to write some working. So they want to find mean, right? But for both persons separately. So let's find for Adriana here, and then later find for Fatima. Okay, for mean, what's the formula for mean? If it's an ungrouped data, you would just take everything plus together, divide n, right? But there is another formula for mean, which is you take the fx divide with total f, right? Okay, when will we use this formula? We will only use this when there is frequency in the data. And if you look at this data, actually they got give you the frequency. It's just that I convert to like a ungrouped data lah. But sebenarnya dia ada bagi frequency, right? So we can use this formula. And the formula is like this. Okay, let me draw the line first. Black color. Okay, so the mean line looks like this. And now I will start to write down all the data inside here. Okay, the formula says you have to take the total x. Okay, the sum of all the x. X is the data lah. In this case, is the score. But I said already, I will use the atas punya formula. You know why? Because if I take the sum of x, it will be what? 6 plus 8 plus 8 plus 8 plus 9 plus 9 plus 9 plus 9 plus 10 plus 10. Can also lah, but it's a bit slow. Why not you just take 6 times with 1 times with the frequency plus with 7 times 0, which is 0, so no need to write. And since you want to take 8 plus 8 plus 8, why not you straight away take 8 times 3, right? And then plus with 9, 4 kali is just 9 times 4 lah, it's faster, right? And then 10 times 2, yeah. It's the same meaning. If you take all this add together, it's the same as this. Okay, that is why when they give you frequency, you can just take the data times with the frequency and then jumlahkan semua. And then take the sum, right? Okay, and then divide with total frequency is 10 lah. Okay, because there's like if you take 1 plus 3 plus 4 plus 2, you get 10, right? Okay, so now you can press calculator, and if you press this correctly, you will get 86 over 10, and the answer is 8.6. Okay, I already finished for Adriana. Now let's do Fatima punya mean. Okay, so Fatima, same thing. The mean formula, draw a line, and then later equals, and then here. Okay, I already know the total must be 10, but the Fatima punya total score will be what? Of course, you can take 6 plus 6 plus 7 plus 7 plus 9, but it's very slow, right? So if you want 6 plus 6, it means you want to take 6 times 2 lah, right? Just darab dengan frequency, x darab dengan frequency dia. Okay, that's why the formula looks like this, x darab f. So just take 6 darab 2, 7 darab 2, 9 darab 3, 10 darab, and then jumlahkan. So I'll write here. Okay, let me make this smaller supaya saya boleh nampak. Alright, so 6 times 2 plus with 7 times 2. Okay, ataupun you can write 7 plus 7 is the same. 8 times 0 tak payah. And then 9 times 3 is 9, 9 plus 9 plus 9, 9 times 3. And then 10 plus 10 plus 10, which is 10 times 3. Okay, now I can besarkan balik. And now we can tekan calculator and see what we get. Okay, if you tekan all this correctly, you'll get 83. And then divide 10 is 8.3. Okay. Alright, sudah siap mean. Sekarang kita boleh buat B. Okay. So B, I'll do it here. Okay, so 1 sudah siap, 2 sudah siap. Okay, B, calculate the standard deviation for both shooters. Hence, determine who will be selected for the Selangor state level competition. Give your justification. Okay, I remember atas sini dia ada cakap kan, the more consistent shooter will be selected to participate in the competition. So now they says determine who will get selected. So of course you will choose the one that is more consistent, right? But they want you to calculate standard deviation. Do you know standard deviation is also a type of measures dispersion? Measures of dispersion ada empat. You got range, interquartile range, and then what is it? Variance and standard deviation. Okay, all these are measures of dispersion, right? And they, of course, obviously, they want you to use standard deviation to determine who's more consistent, right? So let's do that. We will calculate, we will find standard deviation now. And we later, will you choose to represent, to take the competition? You will choose the one with a smaller standard deviation. Because smaller dispersion means more consistent, right? So you have to choose the one that yang ada sisian piawai yang lebih kecil. Okay. Alright, so let's calculate standard deviation. First, let's talk about standard deviation formula first. So I will write here, the standard deviation formula looks like this. Sum of x square over n minus mean square, right? But this formula, you can only use it when there is no frequency, all right? But sometimes your data have frequency. Okay, if you have frequency, then the formula look like this. Sum of fx square over sum of f minus mean square, right? And of course, if the data has frequency, the mean also you have to use this formula lah. Okay, but the mean I already calculate for both. Okay, for both of them. So now I can just find the standard deviation for Adriana. I don't have to calculate mean already. Later I tiru here. Okay, the formula for I silap already. This one tak ada square. Standard deviation and also got square root here. I forgot. Sorry. So the correct formula for standard deviation is like this, but kena ada square root. Alright, so I'll open a big square root now. And what I have to write inside the square root, I just use the formula lah. Alright. Okay, don't forget later have to minus mean square dekat belakang. So the mean for Adriana is 8.6. So later kena minus 8.6 square. Okay, now what I have to write here. Okay, if you malas want to hafal the formula, you can just salin from your mean. Just salin from your mean. So what is your mean just now? Just salin je. 6 times 1, 8 times 3. Just salin saja. And then plus 9 times 4, plus 10 times 2, and then over 10. But you have to letak square. Because the formula says have to take x square, which is the data square, times frequency, and then baru ambil jumlahkan. It means that siapa yang kena square? 6 or 1 or both? Actually, only 6, right? This one also same. Only the 8 kena square, 9 kena square, 10 kena square, right? The reason is because we only square the x, the data. We never square the frequency. And if you look at the table, you can see the x is the 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. That is why the 6, 8, 9, 10 kena square. But the frequency 1, 3, 4, 2, that one no need to square. If you square that one, then wrongly. Alright, so this is the correct way. And now you can use your calculator, press this, and then you will get the answer. Okay, let me press. 6 square times 1, 36, plus 8 square times 3, plus 9 square times 4, plus 10 square times 2. Okay, I get 752, but it's not the answer. I still have to divide 10 minus 8.6 square. Okay, now I'll press the whole thing. Answer, divide 10 minus 8.6 square, and then square root answer. Okay, my calculator give me right in decimal. Okay, in 4 significant figure, it will be 1.114. Okay, it will be 1.114. Okay, wait, let me try something. 6 square. Okay, yeah, 1.114. If you write in 4 significant figure, okay? Okay, now I'm done. Now let's find the standard deviation for Fatima. Okay, okay, the standard deviation formula will be the same. It will be square root. And then later it will be like draw a line like this and then minus mean square, right? Okay, mean for Fatima is 8.3. And the formula here, I have to take what? Take the x square, which is the score in this case, take the score square, and then times with frequency, and then jumlahkan semua, right? But if you malas want to hafal the formula, you can just salin daripada mean, just salin saja. Okay, just salin saja. Tapi nanti kena letak square lah. Okay, but now just salin dulu, plus 7, 9, just salin saja, ikut je. 9 times 3, 10 times 3, and then over n is 10, right? Okay, but be careful because you have to letak square. But the square have to letak mana? If you letak at the wrong place, then gone already. So remember, never letak at the frequency, always letak at the data, the x. So in this case, it's 6, 7, 9, 10. Okay, just remember the frequency tak ada square one. You tengok mana ada saya square itu f. The f tak ada square, the x yang kena square. So frequency jangan square. Alright, now we can find our standard deviation, but I will not straight away give them the final answer. I will tekan semua tambah sini dulu, and then over 10 minus 8.3 square. It means I will pecahkan jadi dua baris. Okay, then only I give them the final answer. Okay, I will cari jumlah sini dulu. So 36 times 2 plus 49 times 2 plus 81 times 3 plus 100 times 3. Okay, my calculator give me 713. And now I will tekan answer, divide 10 minus 8.3 square, and then square root answer. Now I give them the final answer, 1.552. Okay, so write in 4-element figure, 1.552. Okay, now I'm done. What the Solan wants. Calculate standard deviation for both shooters. Okay, done. Hence, determine who will be selected for the Selangor state level. Give your justification. They already mentioned here they will choose the more consistent shooter, right? So which one is more consistent? You have to choose the one with higher standard deviation or the lower standard deviation. Lower, because standard deviation is a measures of dispersion. So if your standard deviation lower, means your measures of dispersion lower, and measures of dispersion lower means more consistent. So who is lower standard deviation? Adriana. So I'll write here dot Adriana. Okay, but they say give a reason, right? It means who will be selected. So Adriana will be selected because she's more consistent, right? Okay, but let's write down the standard deviation, because will be selected because she has a smaller ataupun lower standard deviation. Standard deviation, and then titik, and you can write this afterwards. So she is more consistent. Okay, yeah. So like this is good because you mentioned about having lower standard deviation, and you also mentioned about more consistent. So this is very complete already. Okay, so this is how I would write it. So that's all. 13 done. Okay, let's do 14. Okay, this is a lower form chapter. It's called graph or function. Okay, so yang ni kena letak guna graph. Okay, let's read the question. Complete table 5 in the answer space for this equation by writing down the values of y when x negative 2, x1. Okay, the equation is y equals x squared plus 2x minus 3. So this is very easy. You just sub in the x negative 2, x1 inside, right? And then you will get the answer. Okay, negative 2, negative 2. Let's sub in, tekan calculator and see what we get. Okay, negative 2 squared is 4. 4 minus 4, 0, 0 minus 3, negative 3. So it means that this is negative 3. This one is negative 3. Okay, now sub 1. Okay, if I sub 1 inside, what happens? 1 squared is 1, 1 plus 2, 3, 3 minus 3 is 0. So this is 0. Okay, done. So how many marks? 1 mark for this. Okay, I'll take it. Now for B, for this part of question, use the graph paper provided. Okay, you may use a flexible ruler. By using scale 2 cm to 1 on both axes, draw this graph for negative 2, 4 until 2. So negative 4 until 2. All right, before I go to the graph paper, you have to decide where to put your origin first. Okay, so this is your graph paper, right? So the thing is, because we cannot just simply draw like this. You have to look at the table and see whether you got negative value. And if you have negative value, you cannot put your origin dekat sini, because later you don't have enough space for negative 4, negative 3, right? So how to decide? Okay, the way I teach my student is when you have to draw y-axis first. And when you draw y-axis, you look at the x value. So you can see that the x value, the smallest x value is negative 4, and then paling besar is 2. So what we can do is we can draw our y-axis slightly to the right. You know why, right? Because here guna sampai 2 saja. But here guna sampai negative 4. So I need more space here. Right? And what is the highest y value? Okay, let's see. Highest y value will be 5. So this will be 5. And they say 2 cm to 1 unit. So it'll be 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, 0 lah. And then paling bawah is what? Negative 3.75. So you can go until negative 4. So ne 1, ne 2, ne 3, ne 4. So paling bawah negative 4. And then for here later, here only until 2 only. But here have to go until negative 4. So just make sure your axis have enough space to buat sampai macam ni. Right? Because if you don't have space until here, like for example later, contoh you punya graph paper macam ni, but your here is already negative 3. Then you have to erase the whole thing and draw again. Right? That's why it's important to look at the table. when you decide where to put your origin, where to draw the axis. Always look at the table, okay? All right. So here need to have four kotak space. Need to have 4 unit space here. Here have to have 5 kotak space. So 4, 5. So what I will do is I will, let's see, 5, right? So let's make this -4, and then -3, -2, -1, 0. So this will be my 5, right? So if this is my 5, is it enough space? 4, 3, 2, 1, 0. And I have to make sure here until -4. So -1, -2, -3, -4. And here I need to use until 2 unit, right? If yeah, let's tengok balik. Yeah, until 2 is enough. And then the last thing is make sure bawah boleh sampai -4 lah. So can I reach -4 here? -1, -2, -3. Yeah, it's enough space, right? So now I can draw my axis, right? So let's draw. So this is my x-axis. Okay, let's draw nicely. Okay, should I make it like tebal sikit? Okay lah, boleh lah. Alright, and then the other axis is from here sampai atas. So it will look like this. Okay, done. And here you have to write y, of course. Here you have to write x, of course. Okay, now it's time to plot the points. Okay, the first point here, it says -4, 5. So just plot -4, 5. -4 is here, 5 is here. Okay, done. Next one, -3.5, 2.25. -3.5 is exactly -3, -4, middle here is 3.5. And they want -2.25. Sorry, positive 2.25. So 2 is here, right? If you naik 1, 2.1, naik lagi 2.2, naik lagi 2.3, then half lah. Okay. So again, 2.1, 2.2, and then naik half is 2.25. Okay, let me plot again. So 2.1, 2.2, 2.3. So 2.3 turun half. Okay, lebih kurang here. And make sure you plot at -3.5. Okay. All right, next one, -3, 0. So this is the x-intercept, right? Yeah, this is the x-intercept, -3, 0. That's why the y-coordinate is 0. Okay, next one, -2, -3. Okay, no problem. -2, -3. Oh, kena bawah lagi. -2, -3. Okay, here. Okay, done. Next one, -0.5, -3.75. -0.5 dekat mana? Dekat sini lah. 0 and -1 middle. But -3.75 dekat mana? Okay, you can turun sampai -4. Tambah 1 is -3.9 because you plus 0.1. Tambah lagi is 3.8. And then tambah lagi half lah. Because I want 3.75, right? So it's like -4 tambah 3.9 tambah lagi 1 3.8 and then tambah lagi half. So it's like -4 you have to naik 2.5. Naik 2 kotak and then naik half. Okay. Or you can say naik 3 kotak and then turun half. Right? So yeah, 7.5, right? So it means -3.7, -3.8 middle. Okay, sudah siap. Next one is 0.5, -1.75. 0.5, -1.75. 0.5 is 0, 1 middle here. -1.75 is, okay, you can turun sampai -2. If you naik 1 is -1.9, naik lagi -1.8, naik lagi -1.7. So -1.7 turun half is -1.75. Okay. So -2 naik 3 kotak and then turun half. Wait, 5, 6, 7. Yeah, correct ah? Betul. And make sure it's at 0.5. Okay, next one, 1, 0. So this is the x-intercept also. Because the y coordinate is 0, right? Okay. So done. Next one is 2, 5. Okay, just plot 2, 5. Okay, I think I'm done with all the points. Now it's time to join all the points, and you cannot use ruler, have to use freehand. Okay. So when you use freehand, you have to join all the points and it will look like a quadratic lah. Because this equation is a quadratic equation. The highest power is power 2. So when you draw it, it will look like this, right? And since the A is positive, so it's like this, right? So later there will be a minimum point, right? Okay, if I am you, I will choose to draw this part first. Because this is the susah punya part. Okay, the susah punya part, right? So how I will do it is I will use freehand and I will start drawing it. Okay, so let me draw. So I will join this point first. Because this is the susah part to draw, right? Okay, so like this. Okay, you can see I missed the point already. So I will erase and do again. Okay, okay, okay. So far it's okay. Okay, but let's join it up like this. Okay, okay, this is good. And then, okay, let's complete this slide first. So something like this. Wait, doesn't look nice. Let me draw again. Uh, Wait for me, huh? Mm, Let me get the perfect shape. Wait for me, wait for me. Wait. Okay, no, no good. Wait, wait, wait. Oh, wait. Okay, okay, okay. I'll do slowly. I'll do slowly. So like this, go down and then go up. Okay, let's just stop. Okay, no need to rush. Yeah, like that. And then go up. Okay, and then this one just join, just join, just join. Okay, this one later I will work on it. So let's continue with this side. Okay, and then this one join up lah. So it'll be like this. Okay, and then just continue up. Okay, I will draw up here to join back. Here's a bit, right? Not it's not steady here. So okay, is this good? I think it's fine. Only this part, right? Okay, Tupper, let me do one more time. Make sure when you erase the whole thing. Okay, I think this is good enough. Yeah, so it looks fine to me. Yeah. All right, just make sure in exam your graph is looks smooth and it's like nampak licin lah. Okay, and this is not good because when you erase, you should make sure you erase like you cannot have like banyak-banyak garisan. So let me just token. Okay lah, can already. Okay, after we are done, we should write the equation. If there is an equation, we should write the equation. X squared plus 2x minus 3. So I'll write it here. Y equals x squared plus 2x minus 3. Okay, I'm done with the graph part. So let's see what else they want. So part B done, part A done. Now we can do part C. Okay, part C. Based on the graph in 14b, solve the equation of y equals to x squared plus 2x minus 3 equals 0. So what they want is to solve. It means one find x lah. It means what they want is to find the x-intercept actually. So what you do is just take x squared plus 2x minus 3 equals 0. And then you solve for x, right? But actually, if you want to solve, you can take out from graph, you can nampak already. It's negative 3 and 1, right? Because that's the x-intercept, right? Or if you want to do it by using calculator, you factorize yourself, use calculator, can also. I'm sure you get the same answer. So let's try. So the A, I have to tekan 1, B is 2, C is negative 3. Press that in your calculator. And yeah, they give you same answer, 1 and negative 3. Okay. And of course, this will be x minus 1, x plus 3. Because you have to balik in reverse, right? So x is 1, x negative 3. So that's the answer. Okay. But if you take out from graph, you can see it already, right? The x-intercept 1 and negative 3. Okay, now let's do number 2. Determine the equation of axis of symmetry and the coordinate of minimum point when the graph in 14b is reflected on y-axis. Okay, let's find the axis of symmetry and minimum point for the original graph first. Okay, for the original graph. Okay, so how to find axis of symmetry, right? Of course, you can tengok daripada graph, but if you tengok daripada graph, it won't be like very accurate. Okay, it won't be very accurate. So you can use this method to find the axis of symmetry. You can use this formula: x equals negative b over 2a. Okay, actually there's two methods. There's two methods to find axis of symmetry. Okay, ada dua cara. First method you learn in mathematics got two cara lah. But if you take maths, got three method. Because in maths you learn about completing the square, right? But in maths there's no completing the square. So in mathematics you only learn two methods. The first method is this formula. If you want to find axis of symmetry, this is the formula. And another formula is you take the x-intercept plus together and then divide 2. Because you already know the x-intercept is negative 3 and 1, right? And then just find the midpoint. And that will be the axis of symmetry, right? But both of these methods will give you the same answer. So it doesn't matter which one you use, right? Okay, I'm just going to use this negative b over 2a. So the b is 2 and then 2a, a is 1. So if you press this, you get negative 1. But what if you try to take this number and this number plus and then divide 2? Same lah, you get negative 1 also. Yeah, you get negative 1 also. So it means the axis of symmetry is what? The axis of symmetry is x equals negative 1. But I know later they got say reflected on y-axis, right? Okay, that one you worry about it later. Let's find out the coordinate of minimum point before reflection first. So they want to find two things, axis of symmetry and minimum point, right? Okay, let's find the minimum point. Okay, the minimum point punya x coordinate, the minimum point punya x coordinate will be the same, okay? Will be the same with the axis of symmetry. Okay, I need more space. I want to make this smaller. Okay, so okay lah, like that lah. All right. So what I will do now is I'll write minimum point, right? And the x coordinate will be same with the axis of symmetry negative 1, right? Because if the axis of symmetry is at negative 1, means the minimum point x coordinate negative 1 also lah, right? And what will be the y coordinate? You sub the negative 1 inside the equation to find the y coordinate. Yeah, that's how you do it, right? So it becomes like I have to write some working here lah. So I will do like that, and then I'll write y equals x squared plus 2x minus 3. And the x, I just sub negative 1. Okay, here you get 1, 1 minus 2, negative 1 minus 3, negative 4. So it means this minimum point is negative 1, negative 4, the minimum point, right? Okay, now we look at what they want. They want to find the equation of axis and minimum point when after the graph is reflected on y-axis. So after reflect, what would be the, so this one is before reflect, right? This one is before, okay? So before reflect, so this one I write after reflect, after reflect. So what will be the axis of symmetry? The axis of symmetry will change, right? So the axis of symmetry is x equals 1. Why? Because at first is x equals negative 1, right? So after reflect, this is the y-axis. So when you reflect, the line become here already, right? It means that your whole graph position change already. So let me just draw it for you so you can see it. So the new graph look like this. The new graph look like this, something like this, right? After you reflect the y-axis, because this line will become this line, and then this whole graph reflect to the other side, right? Okay, so that's why the axis of symmetry changed. But what about the minimum point? Okay, okay, let's use black color. So the minimum point after reflect, the minimum point will be 1. Yeah, because the x coordinate will be 1, right? Because you reflect over there. But the y coordinate never change. 1, negative 4, right? You can imagine, right? Because if this is your minimum point, after you reflect, can you see they are still have the same y coordinate? It's just that the x coordinate changed to 1, right? Yeah, that's why it's like that. Okay, I think that's all, right? Okay, actually my graph is not that accurate because the minimum point should be negative 1, 4. So we can actually tolkan, right? Try to make the, so try to imagine this as the point and just draw again, right? Because that way then your minimum point will be here. Okay. All right. So I think that's all, right? So what they want. That's all. Yeah, that's all right. After reflected. Okay. So sudah siap. Okay, let's continue. Okay, number 15. Okay, by looking at this, I think this is linear inequalities from 4, chapter 6. So let's do it. I think this one I have to use graph paper also. Okay, a stall sell 2 types of fruit juice. Okay, no problem. Which are strawberry juice and watermelon juice. Okay, on a certain day, the stall sell X glasses of strawberry juice and Y glasses of watermelon juice. Okay, when we do linear inequality punya soalan apabila when we do ini soalan apa ketaksamaan they will always ask us to write linear inequalities, right? And when we write, it's very hard for us to write if we don't know what the xy represents. Okay, so if they tell us what the xy represents, you should remember it. Okay, you should remember it now. So I will remember it by writing it like this. So we have strawberry and watermelon. X is the number of glasses. So I'll just write S for strawberry, watermelon for W, and here I write XY. And what is XY represents? Dia bukan bukan benda lain. Dia adalah number of glasses. So I'll just write here glasses. So XY represents number of glasses. Okay, now it says a glass of strawberry is cost 8 ringgit. So if one glass 8 ringgit, then what about X glass 8X? And then what about the watermelon juice 4 ringgit? So if you have Y glass 4Y. And the tajuk for this is RM. The 8X 4Y is represents the RM. Okay, the price. Okay, now this says the fruit juice sale in a day based on the following 1, 2, 3. Okay. And then A says what? Based on the given information, write 3 linear inequality other than x bigger 0, y bigger 0. Okay, why they say x bigger 0, y bigger 0? Because xy represents number of glass. Number of glasses mana boleh negative, right? So mesti positive. So later when you draw your graph, in your graph paper also, everything is like positive. Tak boleh ada shaded region dekat sini one, because everything positive. Okay. Okay, so now let's write down the 3 inequality first. So the first one, let's read. Minimum sales of watermelon juice are 10 glasses. The keyword here is glasses. So bila cerita pasal glasses, we tengok XY. But when cerita pasal RM, then we tengok tengok dekat 8X 4Y lah. Okay, now it's talking about glasses. And it says the minimum of watermelon only. So watermelon glass is Y. And they say minimum mesti 10. So it have to be bigger or equals 10. Alright, minimum means tak boleh kurang daripada 10. Dia kena lebih atau sama dengan 10. So that's the answer. Okay, second one. The total number of glasses of juice sold are not greater than 80. Okay, if they say not greater than, the symbol will be like this. Silap. Not greater than is like this. Balik. Because not greater means tak boleh lebih kan. So tak melebihi means dia kena kurang atau sama dengan lah. Smaller or equals. But they never say strawberry juice or watermelon. It means the total lah. They want the total. Total both. So it will be x plus y not more than 80. X plus y not more than 80. Right? Okay, done. Next one. The number of glass of strawberry juice. Okay, this one is x. We all know that. Because glass strawberry glass strawberry x. Is at least is bigger or equals. Because at least means it cannot be less than that. So it has to be bigger or equal. Okay, dalam bahasa Melayu sekurang-kurangnya. Maksudnya tak boleh kurang daripada tu, dia kena lebih atau sama dengan. Okay, twice the number of watermelon, so 2y. So the third inequality is x bigger or equals 2y, right? Okay, then what's the use of this 8x 4y? Okay, I think it's useless. For part A, it's useless. Maybe later part B, part C later got used lah, but the 8x 4y is useless in A because all the story here is cerita pasal glasses. Dia semua ni cerita pasal number of glasses. They never mention anything about the cost, the price, and all that. So I think for part A, we don't look at the 8x 4y lah. Alright, I think I'm done. Now we can do part B. Okay, part B, they say for this part of question, use graph paper provided. Okay, using scale 2 cm to 10 on both. Draw and shade the region that satisfies system of linear inequality. Okay, when you see me do graph, I will not straight away go to the graph paper one. I will have to make sure for this chapter lah. For this chapter, you need to make sure you have to find points first. Because even if you go to the graph paper now, what can you do? You can only draw the axis, like you cannot draw the line. So because later you need to find points, right? You need to draw these 3 lines. Okay. So when you're doing this chapter, linear inequalities, when they ask you to draw graph, you should always cari point dulu. So the first line you need to draw is y equals 10. The second line is x plus y equals 80. The third line you need to draw is x equals 2y. Okay, what I'm doing basically is I'm just changing all this smaller, bigger. I just change it to equal, right? Why I have to change to equal? Because we want the equation of the line, right? Yeah, the inequality is when we want to do the shaded region. Okay, inequality ni dia menggambarkan kawasan. Kalau you nak garisan dia, you kena tukar jadi equal dulu, right? So sekarang I want to do the garisan. So for now, I will change to equal first. Okay, for the first line, y equals 10. For this line, you don't have to find points because it's only have one variable. It means later this line, it will be a horizontal line because y equals means you just potong y at 10. So you don't need to find point. But if your equation look like this, other y, other x, it means this is a sengit punya line. For sengit punya line, you need to cari dua point. Same for this lah. Kalau ada y, ada x, kena cari dua point. Sebab dia ada x, ada y. Okay, it means it will be a sengit line. And for sengit line, you need to find points. Okay, but later this y equals 10, this is a vertical line. I mean, sorry, horizontal line. So tak ada sengit, so tak payah cari point. Okay, usually what points I will find? I will find the x-intercept and the y-intercept. So I will ganti x0, y0. This one also x0, y0. Okay, when x0 cover, your y will be 80. And if you sub y0 inside, your x will be 80, right? Okay, what if you sub x0 here? Your y will be 0 divided 2, which is 0 also. Okay, if you sub y0, you get x0 also. So you are forced to find another point, right? Most of the time, we will use x0, y0, but sometimes when you other case yang macam tu, because if you sub x0, you get y0. If you sub y0, you get x0 also. So it's the same point, right? So you are forced to find another point. So what you can do, you can sub another point lah. But they already said 2 cm to 10. So later your graph mesti like 10, 20, 30, 40, 10, 30, 30, 40 macam tu. So what you can do, okay, the y I will choose 40 lah. Because if the y is 40, your x will be 40 times 2, 80. Okay, I will choose this point, right? But actually, this is not the only point you can use. You can ada banyak point, like banyak point lain yang you boleh guna. For example, if you want to use y20, boleh tak? Boleh juga. If the y20, then your x will be 20 times 2, 40 lah. Then your point will be 40, 20. Can also. Can also. Okay? You can choose whatever point you want. Just make sure the point you choose can plot inside the graph, then it's fine already. Okay? But you don't go and choose like 400 lah. If you choose 400, how like you get 800, like it's already outside the graph. You cannot plot already. Okay? You can choose any point you want, but make sure the point can plot in your graph. Okay, 2 cm to 10 on both axes. Let's go to the graph paper now. Oh, they even draw the axis for me already. So here until 80, here until 80. Okay, very good. So I will just start drawing the lines. Okay, the first line I never find any point is because dia ada satu variable saja. Maksudnya dia akan potong paksi y saja. Dia tak ada sengit one. Dia potong paksi y dekat 10. So it will cut the y-axis at 10. So what you do now? Just go to y-axis, cari 10 and then draw a line. So this is y-axis 10 and then just draw a line. Okay, so this is the line. Okay. Okay, for this chapter, it's important to make sure it's accurate. So I will make it not so thick, the line. Yeah, it's better to make the line thinner for this chapter. Okay, so y equals to 10. Oh, and by one more thing, I always forget. You should always check whether you have to draw a solid line or a dash line. Okay, what do I mean by solid line, dash line? Solid line means like that. Dash line means garisan yang putus-putus. Okay, ataupun dotted line. So how to know whether you need to draw solid line or dotted line? You look at the symbol, inequality symbol. Kalau the other line bawah macam ni means you have to draw, you use solid line, solid line. Okay. Okay, and if you look at all the inequality, semua ni dia ada garis bawah macam tu, right? Okay, kalau the other line bawah macam ni means all the three lines you have to use solid line. Okay, you have to use solid line. Okay, but you have to be careful because sometimes they want to use dash line, right? Because sometimes dia tak ada line dekat bawah macam ni, then you have to use dash line, right? So be careful in the exam. Okay, make sure you double check. Okay, all right. But most of the time is solid line one lah. Right? And for this question, all three lines are solid line. Okay, so the next line also solid line, but it has to join 0, 80, 80, 0. This one the line will be second one. That's why you cari point tadi. Okay, 0, 80, 80, 0. So 0, 80 is here. And then 80, 0 is here. And then you will join and it's also solid line. So look like this. Right? Okay, you need a baris panjang for this. Okay, so let me draw nicely. Okay, done. Solid line. And write the equation x plus y equals 80. Okay, for the last line, x equals 2y and it will join 0, 0, 80, 40. So 0, 0, 80, 40. So 0, 0 is here lah, right? 80, 40 is 80, 40. So it's here, right? But when you join, you will join using solid line also. Okay, solid line also. So just join this. Okay, I think this is how it looks like. Okay, let's adjust a bit. So solid line also. Okay, let me draw nicely. Okay, I think this is good. All right, so the equation of this line is x equals 2y. So make sure you write the equation. Okay, now you have to shade the region. Because the soalan memang macam tu kan. You see, draw and shade the region. that satisfy the linear inequalities. So when we shade the region, we have to look at this symbol, the inequality sign, right? If it's bigger, we have to take atas garisan. If it's smaller, we have to take bawah garisan. So let's look at the first inequality, y bigger than 10. Okay, but before you check baca the symbol, you have to make sure y positive dulu, right? So y positive dulu. Kalau y positive baru boleh terus tengok. So adakah y positive sekarang? Yes. So boleh terus tengok bigger. So y equals to 10, kena ambil atas garisan y equals 10. So go to y equals 10, ambil atas garisan. So atas garisan. So it will be here, 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 here. Because this is the garisan y equals 10. So atas garisan means sini lah, right? Okay, let's check the next inequality. X plus y smaller 80. Okay, y sudah positif. So boleh terus tengok lah. Smaller, right? It means I have to ambil bawah garisan x plus y equals 80. So x plus y equals 80 kena ambil bawah garisan. So x plus y equals 80 which garisan? This one. So kena ambil bawah garisan. So confirm I have to erase these two lah, right? So when I erase, it becomes like this. So ini confirm salah sebab dia kata ini smaller. So left with here and here. So let's check the third inequality. What's the third inequality? Okay, make sure y positive first. Okay, y positive already, but it's on the other side. So what you have to do is you have to tengok dari sini. So I know this one is bigger, but actually you have to lorek bawah tau. You have to ambil smaller. You know why? Because the y is already positive, but it's on the other side. It's on the right side. So you kena tengok dari sini. And when you tengok dari sini, then it's not bigger already. It's smaller. Okay, it's smaller. So kena ambil bawah garisan. Okay, in other words, you can terbalikkan. X bigger to y, you have to terbalik macam ni. Okay, so that your y positive is on the left side. Okay, but when you terbalikkan, this symbol also have to terbalik. You can see that this tajam punya is pointing towards to y. So when you terbalik also have to point to y. That is why it's smaller. Okay, it's not bigger, it's smaller. All right. But if you don't want to do this step, can also just remember if it's y positive on the right side, then you have to tengok from the right side also lah. And when you tengok from the right side, this symbol is not bigger already, it becomes smaller. So we have to go to this line, ambil bawah, because it's smaller. So x equals to y, and then lorek bawah. X equals to y, lorek bawah. So which line is x equals to y? This line. And if I lorek bawah, then it means this is the only overlap answer. So the overlap region is this triangle. Okay, so now I already know the shaded region. Now we can erase the markings and start shading. So this is the final answer. So just do the shading like this. Okay, make sure you shade nicely. Jangan jadi macam saya. Okay, don't shade outside the region. Okay, so this is good. Okay, I think I'm done with part B. So part B, they say draw and shade the region. Okay, done. 4 marks. Okay, now we do C. So C says what? Based on the graph in 15B, for 20 glass of watermelon juice, determine the maximum number of strawberry juice. Okay, if they give me X, I can find Y. If they give me Y, I can find X. So they give me 20. 20 is X or Y. So I will just write here for soalan C1 when, okay, the 20 is X or Y. Watermelon If you forgot, you can tengok balik this one. You remember I draw this? This one very helpful one. So watermelon is represented by Y. So Y represent watermelon. So if when Y 20 So if they give me Y, I can find X. Saya boleh cari X. But they got mentioned here maximum number of strawberry. It means I cari X but cari X maximum. So I will go to the graph, cari Y20 and then find X maximum. So let's cari Y20 first. So Y20. Ini bukan ini X20. I want Y20. So this is Y20 and then draw a dotted line. Okay, I use red color lah. But in exam don't use red pen. Use pencil. Okay, so Y20. Okay, you can see that this is where it touches the this is when it first touches the shaded region, right? But this is not the answer because I want maximum. Maximum, you have to keep going until the last time, the last contact point with shaded region. So this is where you stop and then baru tarik. So this is your X maximum, right? So remember, your answer always depends on your shaded region. If they want minimum, then you will stop at the first contact point with shaded region. The first contact point with shaded region. If they want maximum, you tarik sampai the last contact point with shaded region. You will not keep going because there's no shaded region here, right? So the answer is 60. X maximum is 60. So just go to your answer space. You write 60 and then done. Okay. Okay. Question number 2. Calculate the total maximum sales obtained by the seller. So they want to find total maximum sales. Uh, okay, okay. Let me think. Hmm, maximum total sales. Okay, they did mention that 20 glass of watermelon, right? And if you look at how they give the soalan, they bagi 20 and then baru dia tanya 1, 2. It means when we do question 1, we have to use the Y20. When we do question 2 also, when we have to use the Y20, right? And we already know Y20, the maximum, they want to find maximum sale, right? It means we have to use the X maximum also, which is 60. That means the coordinate we will use is 60, 20 to find the total maximum sales. Okay. Let me explain in other words. To find the total maximum sales, when Y equals 20, you need to sell X 60, Y 20 to get the maximum sales, right? So now how to find the maximum sale? Okay, the answer will come out in RM. So you have to tengok balik lah, the RM punya. This one, right? Do you remember just now when I do A, I say this one is useless because the 1, 2, 3 semua cerita pasal number of glass. But now when we are do part C, now we use this already. 8x plus 4y is the formula to calculate total price. So it will be 8x plus 4y. So I'll just write total sale, total maximum sales when y equals 20, of course. Okay, when y equals 20, it will be, wait, how many x? I forgot. 8x plus 4y. Okay, so 8x plus 4y, and the x and y just sub with the 60, 20 lah, right? So the answer here, you just press calculator, you will get wait, 80 plus. Okay, my calculator give me 560, right? So the answer is RM 560. And I can find out, I can tell you where's the point. Yeah, this is the point, 60, 20. Okay. Okay, I want to tell you what if the question never mentioned this. They never mention the Y is 20. They just say calculate total maximum sale. It means they never say 20. They just say calculate total maximum sale, but they never say when Y is 20, right? So they never give you X, they never give you Y, they just say calculate total maximum sale. Okay, for those cases, you have to take the corner, the vertex, ataupun the bucu. Okay, you have to take the bucu and you have to ganti all these bucu punya coordinate dalam formula ini 8x plus 4y. It means you have to buat 3 kali 8x plus 4y because got 3 bucu, right? 3 vertices. And then you ganti all the vertex coordinate dalam sini and you see which one gives you the paling besar punya jawapan. Okay, like for example, this one gives you the highest, itulah dia punya maximum sale, right? But you only do like that if they never give you the x and y. If they give you, then you follow. You follow what they want, right? So for this, they say when y equals 20, find the maximum. So you get the x maximum and then just ganti saja lah, right? Okay, but if they never said, then only you take the vertex coordinate. Okay, okay. So hope you understand. Okay, sudah siap. Okay, I want to continue with number 16. So now we are at section C. Section C, they will give you 2 questions. You will only need to choose 1 question only, right? Answer 1 question only. But I will do both. Okay, I'll do both. And 1 question is worth 15 marks. All right. Okay, okay, I'll do 16 first. Encik Fauzan is a cafe operator at Bangi Food Court. Okay, this is not important. There's no information. Soalan A, Encik Fauzan needs employees to help run his business. Okay, this is not important. Number of male workers X requires exceeds the number of female workers by 3. Okay, this is important. So the number of male worker, they use X to represent number of male worker. So X is number of male workers. And now it says it has to requires exceed the number of female worker by 3. It means the female worker will be X minus 3, right? Number of female. Why? Because they say number of male is X. And dia kena exceed means dia kena melebihi female by 3. It means the female worker will be X minus 3 lah. Faham kan? Sebab male kena lebih female. So kalau male is X, then female dia kena kurang 3 lah. So that the male lebih more exceed by 3. Okay, now let's see what number 1 says. Form a linear expression for total workers in terms of X. Okay, the total worker will be these 2 add together lah. X plus X minus 3. Okay, and if you do this, you will get 2X minus 3. Right? So I think the answer is 2X minus 3. Okay. So that's the answer. Okay. Okay, I think I should write total worker. Yeah, I should write dot 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 and I should write what? Total worker, right? So I just write total worker is 2x minus 3. Okay. Uh okay. Maybe I should write the working here. So I should write like this. Total worker is X plus bracket X minus 3, and then baru tulis 2X minus 3. Okay, I think if read like this, it will look better. Okay, let's do number 2. If Encik Fauzan needs 13 workers, calculate the number of male workers. Okay, male worker is X lah, right? They use X to represent, right? So they want to find X, but they got give you information, 13 workers, but they never tell you this 13 is male or female. It means this is the total lah. And the total worker formula, you already get it, is 2x minus 3. So you can take 2x minus 3 equals 13, because 13 is also the total. So now you can find x, 13 plus 3, 16, 16 divided 2, 8. And what they want? The male worker. So what's the male worker? 8. And that's the answer. Okay? Okay, so that's it. This is quite easy. So 2 marks, 2 marks, 4 marks. Okay, done. Okay, the question B is a bit blur. So let me, okay, I have another copy that is like a bit more clear one. So yeah, this is the one, right? Okay, so let's do this question B. Okay, laksa is one of the main menus at Encik Fauzan's cafe. He uses a combination of mackerel and sardine as main ingredient for this menu. So 2 types of fish, mackerel, sardine. Diagram 7 is a bar chart that represents the total mass. So mass kg, supplied by the supplier for a week. Okay, let's butcher this bar chart. This one is 12 kg. Monday 12 kg. Tuesday the total mass is 12 plus. Okay, 12 nak jadi 18 kena plus 6. But you only tambah satu kotak saja. So plus 3 lah. So what is 12 plus 3? 15. Okay, here is 18. And then here is 12. Okay, just baca saja. This one is 6 tambah satu kotak. Satu kotak is plus 3. So 6 plus 3 is 9. Okay. Okay, what else? What it says down here? During that week, Encik Fauzan spent 847 ringgit. Okay, can you tell me if you tambah semua ni, you dapat apa? You dapat total mass, right? Yeah, because everything here is represent my mass. Berat, jisim. But this one is RM, right? Okay, so what it says? Spend 847 for the purchase of both type of fish, okay? The price of mackerel and sardine is 14 ringgit 50 cent per kg, 12 ringgit per kg, right? And then number 1 says what? By using substitution or elimination method. Okay, I know which chapter is this. If you got watch all my previous video and all my previous explanation, you know already. Whenever I see this word, I always say the same thing. So what does it mean when they say by using substitution elimination method? It means this is a simultaneous equation question. It means later I have to do simultaneous equation. Okay, let me show you the ada satu matrix soalan tadi kan. Let me show you now. So just now when I do question number, okay, wait, let me find for okay, I found it already. Number 12B. Number 12B, do you remember here it says by using matrix method? And just now when I do 12B also, I got mentioned the same thing. When you see this, it's a simultaneous, and then you have to do all this, right? But this one is using matrix method lah, right? Okay, but it doesn't matter whether they say use matrix method or use substitution elimination method. Whenever you see this word, you need to know that it's a simultaneous equation punya soalan. Okay, dalam bahasa Melayu is called persamaan serentak. You have to do persamaan serentak. So by using substitution elimination, calculate the mass of mackerel and sardines bought by Encik Fauzan. So do you remember when I do 12C, when I do 12C just now, 12B, I mean 12B, number 2 just now, I said what? I got give you the tips, right? If you tengok balik, if you want the full explanation, you rewind balik to this question, 12B. So how I explained just now is I said, if it's a story question, you terus tengok what the soalan says, what the soalan wants you to find, and make that the XY. Okay? So terus tengok apa soalan nak cari, and then tengok apa yang dia mau for the final answer, and jadikan dia punya final answer tu jadikan dia XY. Right? So you will do the same also. This tips is very helpful. I always teach like that. Okay? So apa yang dia nak cari, itulah you punya XY. So sekarang pun you tak tahu siapa X, siapa Y, right? You don't know which one X, which one Y. But if you look at the final answer, you will know. They want to find mass in kg of mackerel and sardine. So what is the XY represents? Mass. Okay. So X represents what? Mass in kg of mackerel. So mass of mackerel. I want you to write specific one. I don't want you to just write X equals mackerel. Tak mau. Tak bagus. You have to write more specific. Is it mass? Is it number? Is it price? Okay, write specific. Okay, the Y will be mass of sardine lah. Okay, mass of sardine. Because when you write specific, then only it's easy for you to write the inequality later. Okay, now you know what the XY represents already. It's the mass of fish, right? And It means the XY later, the unit is kg lah. So now if you read baca sekali lagi the soalan, now it will be much more easier for you to write the inequality. Do you remember they tell you all this bar chart is the what? Is the mass, right? So it means I can just tambah semua ni, and that will be the x plus y lah, because this is the total mass of fish, right? But they never say which fish. It means this bar chart is the total mass for both fish. So just tambah semua ni, and then you get the total mass. Okay, let's press 12 plus 15 plus 8 plus 18 plus 12 plus 9. Okay, my calculator give me 66. Okay, that means 66 is the total mass of fish for 1 week, right? So the x plus y is also for 1 week lah. Okay, because x and y is also for during the week. So this one is also, yeah, this one also mass of mackerel for 1 week. Mass, okay, I should write here. So per week. Okay, this one also per week. So the total mass will be x plus y equals 66. And where the 66 come from? It come from adding all these numbers. Just tambah semua. Okay, this is my first equation. I need another equation. They got mentioned something about price here, right? Yeah, he said EJ 1000 spent 847 to purchase. And the price of mackerel is 14 ringgit 50 cent per kg. Okay, if the price of 1 kg mackerel is 14 ringgit 50 cent, what about the price for x kg? It will be 14.5x plus with the 12y lah. 12 is the price for 1 kg sardine. So if got y kg, then it's 12y. And when you add together, they spend total 847. So this is the second equation. So now we can start to solve for xy. So they say by using substitution elimination method. So let's do it. So let's call this equation 1. Let's call this equation 2. Okay, if you do matrix method, it will be like this. It will be equal here, and then here 1, 1, 14.5, 12, and then x, y, so 847, and then you have to do inverse, all those things, right? That one is kalau guna matrix method. But for substitution elimination method, you will do penggantian or penghapusan lah. So what I will do penggantian. Okay. And what I will do is I will start from equation 1. And when you do penggantian, you kena jadikan x single ataupun y single dulu. So let's jadikan y single here. 66 minus x, I call this equation 3. Alright. So I start from 1, I jadikan y single. But of course, you want to do another method, can also, or you want to cari x single, or you want to do penghapusan, can also. You get the same answer. But this is how I would do it. Okay, lepas saya jadikan y single, I will sub the y single punya equation, which is equation 3, into the equation 2. Okay, sub 3 into 2. So now my equation 2 becomes 14.5x plus 12 bracket equals 847. Okay, the bracket y sudah ganti dengan 66 minus x. That's what it means by sub 3 into 2. You ganti masuk. Okay, so sekarang jadi apa? Okay, sekarang boleh buat bracket dulu, expand dulu. So 14.5x plus 12 times 66. Tekan calculator. Okay, my calculator give me 792. And then minus 12 times negative x is negative 12x equals to 847. Okay, sekarang boleh cari x. X dengan x boleh buat, number dengan number boleh buat. So x minus x, 14.5 minus 12. Press calculator again. So let's see what my calculator give me. 2.5x. And then number dengan number boleh buat. So 792 pindah sana lah. So 847 minus 792. Okay, my calculator give me 55. And last step is have to divide 2.5. Okay. Okay, so divide 2.5, you dapat lah you punya x. Okay, my calculator give me 22. And what is x? The mass of mackerel is 22 kg lah for that week. Okay, how to find y? Sub balik, ganti balik into equation 3. So y equals 66 minus x, 22, you get 44. Okay, finally, I've sudah siap. Now we can write the final answer. Mass in kg of mackerel and sardine. So, okay, so I'll just write mass of mackerel. Okay, equals. Okay, mass of mackerel is x, right? So, equals. X is 22. So, 22, write the unit kg like that. And then the other one is mass of sardine. So, mass of sardine is y, and apa you dapat y tadi? 44 kg, right? So, remember to write this baris, sebab dia bagi markah dekat sini. So, you have to write like this. You cannot write x equals y equals. Don't write like that. Because the xy, if you write like that, tak ada orang tahu what the xy represents. Right? You need to write the real, what the xy represents. Okay? So, for this case, is the mass of mackerel, mass of sardine. Okay, I sudah siap part 1. Part 2 pula. Apa dia mau? State the ratio of total mass of mackerel and to the total mass of sardine. Okay, but the total mass of mackerel, sardine, you sudah cari tadi. Mass of mackerel is X. Mass of sardine is Y. So they want you to find mass of mackerel, which is 22, ratio total mass of sardine. Sardine is 44, right? And we can simplify this, it becomes 1:2. Because these two, dua-dua nombor ni boleh bahagi dua kan? So bahagi 22, sorry. Yeah. So you can simplify, so it becomes 1:2. Because ratio is like fraction. Nisbah ni dia macam pecahan tau. So kalau dia boleh kecilkan, like fraction, when you can cut, you will cut, right? So like 22:54, what it means is like this. So fraction usually you can simplify. So we can divide 1/2 lah. That's why it's 1:2. Okay. Okay. So hope you understand. All right. So sudah siap, right? Okay. So let's continue to the C question. Okay. Let me scroll down. Okay, this one just now, the B question, I already explained it. This one is very blurred. That's why I explained using another like another copy. So now done already. Now is part C. Okay, let's do part C now. Encik Fauzan plans to generate passive incomes through the share investment. Okay, table 6 shows offer from 2 share investment company. Okay, just by reading this, I already know it's from 3 chapter and it's a chapter 3. It's the savings and investment punya chapter. Okay, and the other cakap pasal share, right? So yeah, investment. So yeah, definitely from 3 chapter 3. The consumer mathematics, share and investment chapter. Okay, let's see what it says here. Duration of investment, 1 year, 1 year. Dividend, 8.5% for this sharikat, 25% for the other sharikat. Price of 1 unit stock, 1 ringgit, 1 ringgit. Bonus share is 1 new share for 2 shares units held. And for this bonus share is the other, need know. Okay, I think I will straight away find out the dividend. All right. So they, actually I can, okay, never mind. Let's see what they want. Number one first. What is the level of risk for share investment? Okay, this one, the answer is high. Yeah, the risiko is high. Because for investment, the return is high. That is why the risk also high. Okay. Okay, let me just show you the book text. I will show you the notes in the book text. Okay, so if you look at the screen now, you will see this. All right, this is the book text for Form 3, and it's page 66. Okay, and I want you to look at this part here. I want you to look at this table. Right. Let me zoom in for you. This is from the Form 3 textbook. Right. So if you look at this, you will understand why I say it's high risk level. So you can see that saving and fixed deposit, the risk level is risk free. Yeah, there's no risk. It means no risk, no risk. But the return level is very low for saving and fixed deposit, right? And the liquidity level is high, right? Okay, what is liquidity level? Liquidity level means the ability to turn into cash. All right, so I'll just write here turn to cash. Okay, so for savings and fixed deposit, the liquidity level is high. That means you can turn it into cash really easily. Okay, but the return level is very low lah. Okay, the return level means like the profit. Yeah, the profit is very low. Okay, and the risk level is risk free. But for company shares, the risk level is very high. It's very high. Okay, but the return is high also. Okay, and the liquidity level is moderate lah. Okay, moderate. Okay, and then what about real estate? Okay, real estate, the risk level is moderate, but the return level is high, and the liquidity level is low. Okay, yeah, it means the ability to turn into cash. If you buy real estate, the ability to turn it into cash is like a bit, yeah, it's a bit difficult. That's why I can say it has a low liquidity level. Okay, what about unit trust? Unit trust will have a low risk level, okay, very low, and the return level is moderate, and the liquidity level is high. Okay, but for this question, you only focus on the shares lah, because this question they ask for company shares, right? So the risk level is high. Okay, and why is it high? Because the return is high. So kalau keuntungan dia tinggi, means the risiko will be tinggi also. Okay, so makes sense, right? Okay, so what is the level of risk? It's very high. Okay, but the return you get also high. That's why the risk also high lah. Okay, so sudah siap. Now let's do number 2. So number 2, I will do it up here maybe. Okay, let's see what it says. If Encik Fauzan wants to invest 15,000, invest means beli. Okay, but to make it easy to understand, it's like he want to spend lah. He want to spend this amount. Like he want to beli lah. Yeah, beli. So he want to beli using this amount. Which company should he choose? Justify your answer. Okay, this is the initial investment, 15,000, right? And they got give dividend here. So I will straight away calculate the dividend. Just darab 15,000, darab 15,000. and then equal, right? Oh, and by the way, how to know which company should he choose? You will find the ROI. Yeah, you find the ROI. ROI means return on investment, and the formula is you take the total return divide with the initial investment, which is 15,000 lah in this case, and then times 100. Okay, and your ROI will come out in percentage. Okay, so which company would he choose? You find the ROI for both company, and the company with the higher ROI, that is the company that he should choose. Okay, because higher ROI means higher return on investment. It means better lah. It means more profit, more return, right? So I will find the ROI later. But for now, let's calculate the dividend first. So 8.5 divide 100 times 15K. Okay, 1275. And then let's do the same for this other company. 0.25 times 15,000. 3750. Okay. And then what it says here is like price of 1 unit is 1 ringgit for both company. So if he spend 15,000, he's buying 15,000 unit, right? Yeah, because 1 unit, 1 ringgit. So he's planning to spend 15,000, he can buy 15,000 units. Same for this, he will buy 15,000 unit also. And they mentioned something here. There is a bonus for one new share for every 2 share units held. It means for every 2 share you get bonus 1 new share, right? So how many bonus new share he will get? It will be okay. He owns 15,000 unit now, right? So I would divide 2 to see how many bonus share he will get, right? Divide 2 because they say every 1 new share you will get when you have every okay sorry you will gain 1 new share for every 2 share units. So if you take the total amount he owned divide 2, you get 7,500. It means he got extra 7,500 units here. Yeah. And since 1 unit is 1 ringgit, it means there's like a extra 7,500 ringgit here. Make sense? All right. So now my job is to find the ROI. Okay, the ROI formula is the total return divide initial investment times 100. I already know the initial investment for both company. It will be 15,000. But we have to find the total return for both company. Okay, I will do it down here lah. I don't think it's enough space if I do if I do here it's not enough space. So number 2, let's find for Mesra Jelita. So I just write short form SMJ. So Syarikat Mesra Jelita, what is the total return first? Okay, total return. In other words, what's the total profit lah? Okay, total profit will be what? Dividend is a type of return. Dividend is a profit. So 1275 plus okay. This one is not a return because this is the 15,000 ringgit he spent to buy, right? And he never sell. Okay, this soalan never sell. Usually when you do ROI question, after the person buy, he will sell. And when he sell, he will sell lebih sikit one. Like for example, if he buy 2 ringgit per unit, but maybe he will sell 2 ringgit 20 cents per unit. So if they got sell like that, then there is a return, right? There is a return 20 cent lah. But you have to darab dengan berapa unit yang dia beli in total also. So this question they never mention about selling. It means he will never have any return from selling. Okay, but there is a extra bonus of 7,500 ringgit, right? Because bonus 7,500 unit, and since 1 unit 1 ringgit, so that's the return, right? Okay, I want to repeat one more time. When you buy shares, usually you will sell it for a higher price, and to get the return, to get the profit, you will take the selling price minus the buying price. But this question they never sell, they never mention about selling. That's why I never include that. But sebenarnya kalau ada, I have to include the return for selling, the return earned from selling. Okay, but if they never sell, then it means that like don't count it lah. Okay, what is 1275 plus 7500? So 8775. So this is not the answer, of course. This is just the total return. So now let's find the ROI, return on investment formula. Total return 8775. Divide with the initial investment, which is 15,000. That's the starting amount starting amount, right? And then times 100, and your answer will come out in percentage later. Okay, if you press this, you will get 58.5%. Okay, right percent. Okay, now let's calculate for the other syarikat. What's the name? Syarikat Teguh Setia. So I'll just write in short form Teguh Setia, STS. Okay, now how to find the total return? So return means profit. So same thing, he never sell. It means when you calculate the total return, he still own the shares, he never sell. So there's no profit from selling. Okay, but if he got sell, then you need to take the selling price minus buying price to get the return lah. But they never sell, so just take the dividend and the bonus. Okay, and for this syarikat no bonus, so it's just ini saja dia punya return, satu saja. So now you can straight away do the ROI already. So the ROI is 3750 divide with the initial investment, which is 15,000 also, times 100. Okay, so when you tekan this, you will get the answer. Divide 15,000 times 100. Okay, the answer is 25, right? Okay, I want to tell you something here. Sebenarnya you tak payah calculate ROI pun you boleh nampak siapa lebih profitable, because you just by looking at the total return you can see it already is syarikat Mesra Jelita, right? Because the total return is higher, right? And why you can compare like that is because they both have the same initial investment. So it's very obvious one. Because this total return is higher, so automatic this percentage will come out higher, right? So you don't have to do the ROI, okay? But I do it still, okay? Because it's better to show them the whole working. Okay, but I want you to know that actually you already know which one is higher. Just by looking at the return, you can already see already. Because they have the same initial investment. So if the number here is same, and then darab 100 pun same, and this number is bigger, automatic, this one will be higher one. Okay, but I recommend you to show them the working also. Okay, now you are done. So now we will answer the question, which company should he choose? Justify your answer. So dot dot dot, Syarikat Mesra Jelita. Okay, Mesra Jelita. So what is the reason? Syarikat Mesra Jelita. So yeah, is that the name? Yeah. Okay, so Syarikat, give a justification because uh, because uh, because it has higher return on investment. Okay, and then I'll just put bracket and just write 58.5% is bigger than 25%. 58.5% is bigger than 25%, right? So that's why I end up choosing this syarikat lah, because the return ROI is higher. Okay, means higher profit, more profitable. Okay, sudah siap. Let's continue. Okay, I'm doing my final question now, number 17. Okay, let's finish it. Encik Farid starts a business by selling local fruits at the market on weekends. Okay, not so important. Encik Farid bought X kg of banana and Y kg of guava. Okay, this one important because they tell you what the XY represents, right? So I will personally write down now banana and guava. Just write short form lah. So banana is X, guava is Y, and they got put kg here. So we should know that the XY represents mass. Okay, the berat, the jisim, not the number of banana, not bilangan, the kg. Okay, now it says at the price of 1 ringgit 20 cents per kg, 1.7 per kg. Okay, so banana, 1 kg, RM 1 ringgit 20 cents. What if X kg? 1.2 times X. And then for banana, 1 kg price is 1 ringgit 70 cents. So if got Y kg, 1.7Y. And this one, the target will be RM, the price, right? Okay, now it says then he sells the fruit at the market at the price. Oh, there's two different price. This one is the buying price, right? Wait, bought X kg. Yeah, this one is the buying price. Yeah. So this one is like RM. Okay, but they give you another RM later. So I have to make sure I write nicely. So this one is buy punya RM. The buying punya RM, right? And then there's another one which is sell punya RM. Okay. So this one is like sell punya, and sell how many? 2 ringgit 40 cents per kg of banana. So he will earn some money lah, because he sell more than he buy. So he buy 1 ringgit 20 cents per kg, but he sell 2.4, right? So the selling punya RM will be the sell punya RM will be 2.4x. Okay. Okay, and then 2.8 kg per kg for one guava, right? But if there's Y, it will be 2.8Y lah, he will earn. So this one is the selling price in RM. Okay. Okay, so now let's do number one. Write a formula for the total profit P. So P stands for profit obtained by Encik Farid if all the fruits are sold. Okay, the total profit will be what? Okay, you have the formula for profit is take the selling price minus the buying price, right? Yeah, because when you sell 2 ringgit 40 cents, but you buy 1 ringgit 20 cents, the profit will be the difference lah. Yeah, that will be the difference. Okay. Please don't tell me you will get profit 2 ringgit 40 cents. No, no. The profit you get is not 2 ringgit 40 cents. Okay, you have to minus with the buying price, right? So you have to take 2.4x minus with 1.2x. Okay, if you do that, you will get the total profit for selling banana. Plus with, for the profit earned by selling guava will be 2.8y minus 1.7y, right? And if you press this, you'll get the answer. Okay, the answer is 1.2x plus 1.1y. And this is the answer, okay? Okay, let's do number 2. Number 2 says calculate the mass in kg of banana in x. Mass of banana, they use x to represent, right? That's why this thing is very useful. Even though I know most of you don't have the habit to write, I know most of you don't write this, right? I know. But yeah, because this one tak ada marker actually. But I always like to write because it will help me. Like I don't have to read the whole thing again to see which one x, which one y. Okay, I can just look at this. Right, it's very helpful to write this thing in the exam. Okay, calculate the mass in kg of banana, which is x. Has Encik Farid bought from the farmer if he obtained profit 73 ringgit 60 cents and bought 20 kg of gawa. So the y is 20 lah. And then the profit, that is the p, right? Do you remember the last question? Baru dia cakap profit, they use P to represent. So they gave us P 73.6 and they also give us Y is 20 and then want to find X. So what you can do, just use the profit formula lah. Just use your A1 answer. Just now you already have the profit formula. So just guna je lah formula ni. So the P is 73.6 equals to 1.2 X nak cari and then 1.1 Y is 20. So now you just find your X, right? So how to find? Okay, let's tekan 1.1 times 20 first. So let's press calculator. Okay, my calculator give me 22. And then now here is 3.6. So now how to find X? Okay, 22 hantar sana jadi minus. So let me press. Okay, I got 51.6. 51.6. So sini tulis 51.6 and then have to divide with 1.2, right? So my calculator give me 43, right? Wait, is that what they want? They say calculate mass in kg of banana. So mass of banana is x, right? Okay, so yeah, that's the answer. Okay, but let's write one more baris for them. Don't write x, write mass of banana. Okay, mass of banana. And then write the 43 and write kg also. Okay, so remember, I always recommend students to write like this, because if you just write x equals 43, no one knows what the x represents because the x is not in the question. Kalau you perasan ada tak x dekat soalan? Tak ada. So if you just write x equals okay, actually got lah. Yeah, I got say here x represents the banana, right? So I think yeah, you can write x equals 43 actually. Okay, but it's still safer to write like this, right? If you takut, if you write like this, it's the best, right? Yeah, just write mass of banana 43 kg, right? Okay lah. Hope you understand. Okay, sudah siap. Okay, let's do B. Let's go. During the school holiday, Encik Farid's daughter Zulia would help by selling fruits through online. Okay, not important. After getting the order, Zulia will store the fruits in a cuboid-shaped box as in diagram 8. Okay, I can feel it already. This is a 3D geometric question because they mentioned about cuboid, so I see the 3D. But so far, there's no important information here. So let's keep reading. Before sending the box to customer, Zulia will wrap the box using wrapping paper. Okay, still no important information. The surface area, ini sudah penting. Surface area, luas permukaan for a paper is 750 cm square. So wrapping paper, we all know wrapping paper, when you buy, it will look like this. When you open up, it's a paper, right? And the surface area, the luas permukaan, the area, surface area is 750 cm square, right? Okay. Okay, and then it says the volume of the box is this. So the volume of this box, all right, volume is equals to 5980, right? Cm cube. And then it says the wrapping paper that to be used to wrap the box is 3 pieces. So you need to times 3 lah, this one. Okay, yeah, this paper have to times 3. Then only is enough to wrap the box. It means he needs to buy three of this paper. So it means the surface area needed is 750 times 3. Let's tekan now. 750 times 3. So you will get 2250. That means you need this amount. You need the total surface area for one box is this, right? And if the total surface area is if the total surface area of this cuboid is more than the 2250, it means that the 3-piece paper is not enough. Okay, okay, let's see what it says here. Determine whether the wrapping paper is enough to wrap the box. Justify your answer. Okay, if I want to know whether this wrapping paper is enough to wrap the box, I need to find the surface area of box. Do you agree? If the surface area of box is less than 2250, then it's enough lah. Then it's enough, right? Because you got 3 pieces, so it's enough, right? But what if the total surface area of box is more than 2250? Then it's not enough. Yeah, it's not enough. The surface area is not enough. You need to maybe buy more paper, right? So it's not enough, right? But how can I find the total surface area of box if I don't even have the x? So that means I have to find x first, right? Do you understand? Did you see how I break down the question? They asked me to find total surface area, but I realized I need to find x first, because if you look at all this, the information here, the length and the width, they never give us. It's in terms of x, right? Panjang dia dengan lebar dia tak ada sebab dalam sebutan x. So I think I need to use the volume information. I need to start with the volume information and use the volume information to find x. Okay, volume punya formula isi badu is panjang darab lebar darab tinggi. So it will be 2x plus 3 times with 3x minus 4 and then times with 10 equals to 5980. Okay, of course you want to take the 10 times inside like that, can also, up to you. But I have a better idea. I will instead move it to the other side, become divide. Because if I do that, then the number becomes smaller, 598 like this. And then just left with this, right? And how to expand this? Depan darab depan, depan darab belakang, belakang darab depan, belakang darab belakang. So 2x times 3x, 6x squared. 2x times negative 4, negative 8x. 3 times 3x, 9x. 3 times negative 4, negative 12, okay. And since this equation got square, means you have, it's a general, it's a quadratic. Okay, kalau ada square means quadratic equation. Quadratic equation, you have to pindah everything to one side equals 0 and then press calculator, tekan ABC kan. Okay, so x dengan x boleh buat, number dengan number boleh buat. So negative 8x plus 9x plus 1x. Negative 12 have to minus with 598. Because this 598 is positive. When you move here, become minus. So negative 12 minus 598. Tekan calculator, dapat negative 610. Okay, until here you can, sampai sini you can use your calculator. Masukkan the nilai ABC and then get the 2x answers. But you have to kosong satu baris sini, right? Because later you have to write the bracket. Okay, let me press my calculator. So the A is 6, the B is positive 1, C is negative 610. Okay, I hope you all know how to press. Okay, my calculator give me 10 and negative 61 over 6. That means what I have to write here, bracket equals 0, and you have to do it in reverse. It means the 10 you have to move it back. Okay, move it back depan. So jadi x minus 10. Same thing here, the 6 have to move it back, pindah balik in reverse. So the 6 become times, because divide jadi times. So it becomes 6x. And then minus 61, if you move it backwards, move it in reverse, dia jadi plus 61. Right? It means you have to pindah balik in reverse lah. Okay, the x here I'll write rejected. You know why? Because if you try to sub x inside here, 3 times negative 61 over 6 minus 4, the lebar, what you get if you sub this one? Let's press calculator. 3 bracket fraction negative 61 over 6 minus 4. So your calculator actually give you negative 69 over 2. And it doesn't make sense. How can the width panjang here to be negative 69 over 2? Panjang tak boleh ada negative, right? So you will reject. Okay. But I want to mention something. Tak semesti you selalu, it's not always you reject the negative. Tak semestinya you selalu reject the negative one. Sometimes you will end up rejecting the positive one. So if you want to know which one to reject, you have to sub inside the question first. And then tekan the whole thing, then baru you tahu. Okay? It's not always you mesti confirm reject negative. Tak semesti. Tak semestinya. Okay? You kena double check with the question. It depends on. Okay, but this question, for this case, the x is 10 lah. Okay, but it's not over yet. You sudah tahu x is 10 is not enough. I need to find the total surface area. So let's sub inside now. It will be 2 times 10 plus 3. That is the panjang sini lah. So you get 23 cm here. And then here will be 3 times x, which is 10 minus 4. And you get 26 cm. So make sense, right? Panjang memang semua positif. Okay, now you can find the total surface area. So I'll draw a line like this. Sekarang cari jumlah luas permukaan. Total surface area. So how to find the total surface area of box? Okay, first I will find this surface punya luas. So it will be 23 times 10. Because the panjang here is 10, right? So 23 times 10. Okay, when I take 23 times 10, I will times 2 also. Because dia depan belakang. Okay, depan belakang. Okay, ada dua surface yang same size, depan dengan belakang. Okay, now I want to do this surface. So for this surface, it will be this here, which is 26 times 10, right? So 26 times 10, but times 2 also. Why? Because there's another surface sebelah kiri, sebelah kanan, right? Okay, and then the last one is the atas bawah punya surface. So for the atas punya surface will be 23 times 26, because this one is 26, right? But same thing, I will darab 2 times 2. Why? Because atas bawah lah. So in total got 6 surface. Okay, depan belakang, this one, and then kiri kanan, and then atas bawah. Okay, so tambah semua, then you get your answer. Okay, and also if you imagine when you rub paper, you will rub fully one, because this one is like to rub the box. Takkan lah you rub apa like satu part you tak ada wrap, right? Mesti you wrap semua one. When you wrap the whole you wrap the whole thing. Yeah. So of course all the 6 surface you have to wrap. Okay, now we tekan calculator, and we will get the answer. Yeah. Okay, 2 times 23 times 10 plus 2 times 26 times 10 plus 2 times 23 times 26. Okay, my calculator give me 2176. And the unit will be in cm square, because this one is surface area. Okay, now we can answer the question. Determine whether the wrapping paper is enough to wrap the box. Justify your answer. Okay, what's the surface area of the wrapping paper? 750 times 3. Okay, because he buy 3. So is it enough? Is the wrapping paper enough? So the wrapping paper, when you times 3, the total surface area is 2250. But the total surface area for one box is 2170. So is it enough? Yeah, it's more than enough. It's more than enough, right? So I'll just write here dot 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 and just write enough. Okay, enough. So what I will write here is I will justify your answer, right? So I will just say enough. Okay, I will just write like this. Smaller than 2250. Okay. And then enough, I'll write because uh because total surface area of paper, comma 2250 cm square is more than surface area of box, which is comma 22176. Okay, 2176 cm square. Okay, yeah, just write like this. It's good enough. Okay, so how they ask, determine whether it's enough to wrap the box. So enough because total surface, yeah, so enough lah, yeah. So for the reason, just buat satu ayat, bina ayat, and then yeah, and then just write, and then cukup. Okay, let's continue. Question C. Puan Aini went to Encik Farid's stall to buy guava. Okay, no problem. There are 20 guavas in a box. 8 guavas are rotten. 2 guavas are selected at random from the box one by one. Okay, I think this is probability. Yeah. If the first guava is rotten, then the guava is returned to the box, and the second guava is selected. If the first guava is not rotten, the guava is not returned before a second guava is chosen. Number 1, they say diagram 9 in the answer space shows an incomplete tree diagram. Based on information, complete the tree diagram. Okay, to make it easy to imagine, I will draw a box and I'll write 20 guava, right? And out of the 20 guava, they mentioned something about rotten just now, right? So 8 guavas are rotten. So 8 rotten. It means how many? Okay, rotten. So how many is not rotten? 20 minus 8, which is 12 not rotten, right? And we can already find the probability of rotten. The probability of rotten will be 8 over 20. And the not rotten will be 12 over 20, right? But the question says he choose 2 guava. Yeah, 2 guavas are selected. So if you select 2 guavas, you have to read whether they say with replacement or without replacement. So they actually said if the first guava is rotten, then the guava is returned. So there's 2 conditions here. So if first rotten, then return. Okay, I just write short form. Then what if the first is not rotten? The first is not rotten, then it's not then it's without replacement, not return. It means if the first one is not rotten, then I never put back the box already. Wait, let's double check. If the first guava is returned, then the guava is returned to the box, and the second is selected. Okay. But if the first one is not rotten, then it's not returned before the second guava is chosen. So if it's not returned means when you take the second guava, the total have to minus one already lah. Because if it's not returned means the total sudah tukar already. Yeah, the total have to take 20 minus 1, right? Okay, so number 1, diagram 9, answers based on the information, complete 3 diagram. Okay, so let's do it. So I will start to write the probability. Okay, the probability of first rotten mesti 8 over 20 one. This one confirm. 8 over 20. And then this one confirm is 12 over 20. Okay. Okay, I know this one can potong, can simplify, right? But I recommend don't first. Okay, saya tak mau potong dulu sekarang. Because if I potong now later, it will be confusing. Okay, so for now, I don't want to simplify first. I'll just write like this. Okay, now let's think about it. If first rotten, R means rotten, rosak. So if first rotten, what happens? If the first one rotten, it's returned to the guava is returned back to the box, right? So if it's returned means for the second selection, it will still be over 20. Because when it's returned, it means that when I select the second guava, the total never changed because I put it back. The first rotten guava, I put it back. That's why it's over 20. But what if the first one is not rotten? Then it's not returned. So for the not rotten punya sini akan jadi over 19, right? Okay, now imagine if the first rotten, I place it back, and then what is the probability of selecting second rotten? It will be 8 over 20 also. Because if the first rotten I place it back, so it means if I place it back, the second rotten probability will be the same with the first one because I letak balik mah. So the probability never change during the second time, right? But what about the first one I get rotten, and then the second one, what's the probability of getting not rotten? It will be over 20, but the not rotten still have how many? 12, right? So it's 12 over 20. Okay, so that's it. Okay, now let's imagine what if it's not rotten. Okay, if the first one I get is not rotten, then I never letak balik. I tak letak balik into the box. It's not returned to the box. So if it's not returned, then the total left with 19, right? But the rotten punya guava is still 8. Yeah, because the first one yang keluar tadi is not rotten. Ya, yang first one keluar tadi yang tak rosak punya. So yang rosak punya bilangan still same 8 lah. Still sama lagi 8, right? Okay, now what if the first one I get not rotten? What is the probability of getting the second one not rotten? Of course, the jumlah have to minus 1 because I never return it. So the 20 sudah jadi 19. And since the 12 pun, the 12 jadi 11 lah. Have to minus 1 also. Okay, why have to minus 1? Because it's not returned mah. Dia tak letak balik mah. So kalau tak letak balik means like, ya lah, means like, tak letak balik means dia punya bilangan yang guava tu kena tolak satu lah. So since just now also the first selection yang kena pilih pun not rotten. So the second selection not rotten sudah kurang satu lah. Okay, so the outcome here will be what? Rotten, rotten, rotten followed by not rotten, ataupun not rotten followed by rotten, ataupun not rotten, not rotten. Okay. Okay, sekarang kita tengok apa soalan mau. So soalan number 1 dia suruh complete the tree diagram. Okay, sudah siap. Number 2, calculate the probability that only one is rotten. Only one rotten. It means one R lah. R is rotten, right? So which one of this? Number 1, number 2, number 3, number 4. Which one of these is one rotten? One R, one R. So this one and this one, right? They say only one, right? They never say less than one, more than one, ataupun at least one, at most ada. Dia kata only one. So kalau only one means hanya satu rotten. Satu rotten is this one and this one lah. Yang ni tak boleh sebab two rotten. Ini lagi lah tak boleh. Ini kosong rotten. Okay, so I have to take the probability of this and this, right? And the cara is you have to darab. Okay, so I will write like this. Find the probability of R, R prime, and then the other one is R prime, R. Okay, this is the two outcome. So I need to find the probability for this. So I will open two bracket. One bracket is to calculate the probability of R, R prime, which is 8 over 20 times 12 over 20. Right? And then for the other one is R prime R. So this one. So 12 over 20 times 8 over 90. All right. And since this is a different selection, I have to plus. Okay. This one times. Inside the bracket I have to times. Okay. But in the middle here, you have to plus. Right. Okay. Now you can press your calculator. And if you press correctly, you'll get 234 over 1475. Okay. So that's the answer. Okay. Okay, let me tekan again in my calculator. 2, 3, 4, 4, 7, 5. Yeah, correct. So that's the answer. Okay, this is the end. So kertas peperiksaan tamat, end of question paper. Okay, if you find this video helpful, please subscribe to my channel and I'll see you next video. Okay, bye bye.